Did you see the comments from Deontay Wilder yesterday?
No, what, on the Boxing Voice?
Yes.
It's like he goes on this little channel. That's about all the media he can do these days on the Boxing Voice. I mean...
Wilder! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Boxingvoice.com. All the guys want. I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. He done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fight. I sacrificed a lot to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it. Well, it's like this.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style.
You know how these promoters is in the sport. Totally sticking up for their fighter. Deflecting, dodging, and weaving. All I'm going to say is, man, it's unfortunate that we did not have vital information when your warrior went to battle for you. You know, I didn't have some information that we're going to be bringing to you. So, you know, consider yourself lucky. You get these things, breaking news, up to date. And we're here to talk Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. You know, mentioned properly. A-side name first. I know a lot of people having issues with this. You know, Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. And some failed negotiations. Did Eddie Hearn call Team Wilder's bluff? Is there 50 million? Does Eddie believe that there's 50? Well, we have a lot of facts. Like I said, I took a little trip to Brooklyn. We spoke with Eddie Hearn, had a nice little sit down, stand up. It's on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, head on over to youtube.com/Thaboxingvoice. And while you're there, stop at youtube.com/Nestor Gibbs to catch all our live streams. What is up with the casual fan? Yo, everybody's on the panel. I'm excited. Saturday, we got boxing in a little bit. Let's get into it. Going out to
Dollar D Beyonce production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
Boxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock to a knock out now. When the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yes, that's what's here. Haters beware. And I know all the AJ fans are hating on us right now, and it's okay. It's okay. Hate on us. I enjoy the hate. I thrive off the hate. But this has just reached a tipping point where I think we are about to get a breakdown in negotiations. They are probably going to take separate fights going forward in the summer. Like I said on Thursday's show, we're at that point. We're at that point where this fight gets made or it doesn't get made, and it looks like it wasn't made. Come and chop it up with the full panel and the callers. Remember, call in 1-425-569-5241. Or if you're international, if you're in the UK, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Call in absolutely free. Let's chop it up.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dippy. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
What up? Negotiations continue. And, you know, this shit feels like an onion. I'm peeling back the layers, and we're getting more facts, and we're starting to see certain details. I can't wait to kick it with you guys. Got the full panel again. Got me hyped. Let's go.
Speaking of full panel, don't forget Cinco de Mayo, Lainez, Triple G, all the belts on the line. TBV, entire cast other than the UK Robbie will be on hand. Los Angeles, California, StubHub, Carson, California, will be in the parking lot, tailgate, you know, just throwing our little tailgate party and having a bunch of fighters there. We got paraphernalia to give away. Obviously, TBV shirts are on hand. So any smalls and mediums, we got a lot of those to give out. And you know, Boxing Fan Apparel is going to be there as well with some of his apparel. And Chivas obviously going to have some stuff there for Triple G. So don't forget to check us out in the parking lot, absolutely free for a tailgate party pre-fight for Triple G, Lainez, Martirosyan. Let's go out or let's cross the pond.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
BJ was gonna beat me, and yeah, you predict he's gonna beat me. He got smashed.
Why don't Wilder go that night, brother? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, you can definitely get him on ASAP.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yeah. AJ's possibly going to be ducking, depending how you're going to hear from this show. But I believe the bluff has been called. So let's wait and see what's going on and chop it up and get some opinions flowing.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my jab. You my fundamental. As you say, right? Boxing voice. Because if he comes to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for him.
I saw the fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yes, what's up? You just read the headlines, right? Kanye West dropped the album, a song rather, right? And Eddie Hearns is in town. Yes, the fine print. We ain't know what the fine print is, and yes, we do negotiate online through before we we make a proposal, then we make the contract. So call up, man. Speak up, people from the UK. We love you. Let's hear your side. You know, God blessed you with IFTV, if that's IFL TV, whatever channel that is. Shout out to them, the Krugen, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Let's go. I ain't going
definitely all wrong. You sound like you are Deontay Wilder, the way you fucked up everything. Fucked up letters in the fucked up the name in his, you added an R and called him Krugen.
Shout out to Krugen.
Well, I think he was gonna say shout out to the crew, and then he remembered halfway through the word his name, and then it was like Krugen.
I thought his name was Krugen, and I remember I was like, whoa, I hope I didn't say that.
That's about to be our new one though. And
Freddie Krugen. Freddie Krugen.
Krugen. Well, now we know his name, and we shouted him out.
Whenever you Krugen, you chilling and shit.
Krugen. And I don't care if you know the backseat of my ride's like a disco show.
I needed my crickets for that one. I don't even know what was that.
Digressing.
Yo, so what's the main thing? Actually, you know what? We got something that we can play. So Matt, as you pick up the slack, as I head on over to some audio,
picking up the slack. As in, obviously we're here because Eddie Hearn has not agreed to this $50 million offer in some shape or form. Obviously, we don't know what that means. We don't know what sort of agreement that Wilder and Team Wilder are looking for, but that's why we're here. Meeting was canceled yesterday, the 10:30 meeting in New York. Obviously, Shelly Finkel sent back this email saying, look, this is how it's done, Eddie. This is how you've done it with us, with Klitschko. It's a lot of hearsay. It's a lot of he said, she said bullshit, in my opinion, at this point. I mean, both sides are saying the right things to where their camps don't need to change their opinions. And I think
let's go to the tape. Let's see, as I guess Alex Lemon or yourself put the negotiation saga.
The fine print.
Do you think that he meant agree on the finances, on the 50 million, agree on Joshua saying, yes, I want 50. Yes, we have it.
Until we know what our obligations are. They could do anything. They could give you 50 million and they could say, yeah, but you've got to come in and wear pink shorts on the night. Right? They could say you have to do a media tour in 8 different cities all around the world for 3 months leading up. Anything. Honestly, right? You're the only person that I've spoken to about this.
But that's
look at it and go, it is a bit weird. Like,
no, it is weird. It is weird. Come on, Eddie. I'm not a retard. It is weird. But what I'm saying is, can't you just say, yes, we'll take the 50 and let's sit down and talk about all the details?
The devil's in the detail. Just show us a contract. That's all. You think that's a lot to ask?
I think it's a lot to ask before sitting down. Why can't you just go have coffee for the biggest fight in the
Pause right there for a sec. You should pause because the details is what we want, right? That's what he wants. So if they say, yo, money is right here, that's what you asked for. Now let's sit down and talk about the details. So his response to like, yo, the devil's in the details, that shit threw me off.
You know what threw me off? The pink shorts.
No, that's a point. That's a point in case because that's the devil in the detail.
No, what I'm saying is that he's getting.
But I don't even like that he mentioned.
Yeah, that he mentioned
Diddy press tour as if that's a bad thing. Yet in the beginning of this interview, he's like, "Oh yeah, I listen. I don't really listen." I'm like, "No, you listen, okay?" Because 8 cities. Who the fuck was talking about that? That was me and you, Matt. You know what I'm saying? So he right off the bat, he's letting them know in negotiations on YouTube channels, which he doesn't do. He's letting them know we don't want to go to 8 cities.
Yeah, but that 8 cities in the US or 8 cities in the UK?
8 cities all over the world, man. Whether that be Toronto, Canada, UK, New York City, Los Angeles, Mexico, whatever.
It goes right there. Now, at point in case, another point is why, like you said, why wouldn't you want to do that? How does million?
You can exhaust.
Let me finish. When Pacquiao fought Mayweather, they went all around the world. When Canelo fought Mayweather, they went all around the world.
It's just depends. For a fighter, it depends. I'm saying from maybe a trainer standpoint of view, you don't want your fighter torn so much, being exhausted by travel, before a big fight like that. So maybe that's what he probably in defense.
Get the fuck off. You
in defense, Eddie.
Raising my hand.
Well, you're actually talking. You're not raising your hand.
Because I don't know if you can see me raising my hand.
You said I'm raising my hand while I talk.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, I'm cutting you off, but I'm raising my hand.
Because I want to say something as well. Just hurry up.
Is this not just egos? Like, is this not just Eddie Hearn and Team AJ going, look, we agree. No, hold on. Let me finish. We agree with the $50 million because they've both said on record. Eddie said in your interview, we agree with the $50 million. That's not an issue. We want the $50 million. Team AJ wants the $50 million. It's all about dictating the terms of the contract and the egos at play. They think, and they are rightfully to think that they are the A side, that they should determine this contract. I think that is the crux of it. They don't like the 24-hour ultimatum. They do not like feeling strong-armed. And I think it's all has to do with egos. This is all egos to me.
Tennis.
That's a cop.
You have to realize that A-side chip on the shoulder went out the window when you put a verbal offer of accepting a flat fee. So they went a step and beyond. Instead of saying, look, we're going to do what Mayweather did to Canelo, and Canelo said in the media, oh, I'll go down as low as 152 and make him stick. No, he said, look, you wanted 50, here's your 50 plus 50%. I had a conversation with Wilder last night. There's a lot of shit we talked about. And for one, that Brazil shit ain't true. Like he said, look, WBC can say whatever they want. I still got 1 year to take care of Brazil or whoever is the mandatory. And like he told me, Ness, relax. We're going to shock the world. He sure did, because no one expected them to come up with a $50 million guarantee for Joshua plus 50% of proceeds. We weren't expecting that.
Let me answer that very quickly, and then let's go to Rob, because Rob hasn't really jumped in here. It is the same exact situation as the 50-50 or no fight ultimatum. It is a strong arm move in negotiation that is backfired because they do not have the majority of the public on their side. That is exactly what this is. They as in Team Wilder. This is their move. B-side strong arm negotiation tactic that has not worked. It did not work here.
I disagree with the email that came out today that we have yet to let our listeners hear, which we need to read in detail. So, Rob, take it away and then read the email in that beautiful English voice.
Well, if someone wants to read the email, that's what I want to come back on, because I've got.
I'll read it.
Oh no, not that.
Oh no! Come on.
Before you even read it, I just have a quick touch. The 50 mil, right? Because you could easily get lost. So 50 mil came up. They asked for 50 mil. 50 mil came up. So
that's probably why you need to read the email.
Now before that, though, right? So who comes up with the money is actually the business leader in that fight promotion, right? So does that mean that Eddie Hearn's Matchroom can't come up with the amount of money to say, okay, this is $100 million fight. Let's go.
They could, but this is the thing. Eddie sent a $12.5 million offer.
I remember that.
So Deontay's team countered with a $50 million offer. So Eddie can counter.
Right. So it's a negotiation. There's no contract until you say, okay, agree, let's sit down.
It's an alleged negotiation because both teams are speaking about everything in the media or in public.
Right.
And I mean, the tactics from both teams seem to be like what Matt said, egos, playing whose penis is bigger, really.
Or who got the most money.
Well, it ain't about who got the most money because they thought they had the most money. And that's why they came with the whole rhetoric of, we're giving him 5 times his amount. Come on, Deontay, baby. 5 times. So now for Joshua is more than 2 times the amount.
Word.
So
and the little privileges that they get with the fight happening, which is like the proceed share.
Well, pay-per-view split, you mean?
Yeah, wasn't there something about like a share?
There's a bunch of stuff that comes with this, so all sorts of endorsements, all different types of companies are going to want to get attached to this. But let's get to that email and give our public some facts. This is an email coming from Shelly Finkel to Eddie Hearn, which after reading, I just don't understand how no one else doesn't understand.
Oh man, you want me to go ahead and read it?
Good morning, Eddie.
I mean, you did. You did.
All right, let's go for it. I'm just saying. Good morning, Eddie. You know as well as us how big fights are made. First, an offer is made, and if the offer is accepted, a contract will follow. You saying we didn't even send you a contract is a smokescreen. Your own recent actions will bear me out. 1, you made us an offer for Deontay to fight Anthony Joshua. This is for the same fight that we made an offer to Joshua. The only difference was that you made an offer to Deontay first. In your offer to Deontay, did you include a contract? No. Why? Because Deontay never accepted your offer. 2, you recently made us an offer for Deontay to fight another one of your fighters, Dylan White. Did you include a contract? No. Why? Because Deontay did not accept your offer. And 3, you made an offer to Vladimir Klitschko to fight Anthony Joshua. Did you send the contract? No. After some negotiations, Vladimir accepted a revised offer, and then is when you sent a contract to us. How can you complain that you have not received the contract from us when your own actions prove that this is not how a deal is done in boxing? If Anthony agrees to accept our offer, we will be glad to supply you with a contract, proof of funds, and any other relevant data needed to complete the contract. Thanks.
Before anyone goes on, I just want to say that for the casual listeners, I am told, and Matt is the producer. Blame Matt. Hashtag Matt Stats. I am told that Shelly Finkel was Vladimir's manager in brokering the AJ deal. So again, people, do not be fooled. If Shirley Winkle made the deal for AJ to become boxing's golden boy.
Shelly Finkel.
No, he calls him Shirley Winkle.
Oh, but I didn't know. I didn't know if you were doing that on purpose. I didn't know if you were doing that on purpose.
For all the Eddie Hearn lapdogs, right? They think that Eddie just met or is doing business with Shelly now for the Wilder fight. No, they did that already for the Vladimir Klitschko fight. He made that deal. So for Eddie not to believe that money is there or not there, farce. For Eddie to be asking for contracts, farce. Just all farces down the street. But go ahead, Rob.
Very quickly. First, why do we think Wilder didn't accept the 12.5 million? Is it because there wasn't a contract there, or is he just didn't want it?
No, I would say.
I mean, knew that the fight was worth more. That is the smartest thing.
Exactly. Of course, Shelly Finkel knows big fights, as he mentioned in that email. We declined that offer. It's like you buy a house, you got to put an offer in, bro.
Yeah, okay, we'll come back to that point as well, Kaz. But if Wilder was interested, do you think he would have just said, "Yeah, we agree, sign, whatever," or would he say, "Well, can we just have a little discussion about the ins and outs of the deal"?
That's hypothetical, but
I said, "Do you think?" So it was a question, not a hypothetical.
They countered,
but that is, you see, the ins and out of the deal. That's what's called a contract.
And the details. I know, but if you're interested in, if you just say, "Yeah, we're interested in the offer, let's talk,"
Yeah, that's the key word. Offer. We're making an offer. Like if you have,
but they have. Hold on, Eddie and AJ have agreed to this $50 million. That's a fallacy of us saying they haven't agreed to the $50 million. They can say whatever the fuck they want in as a PR talking point about we haven't seen the contract yet though. It could be a PR something. We don't know if the money's there. That's all PR fluff. They've said we agree to the money. AJ said let's roll. Now have a meeting and negotiate the fucking contract. I don't get why they have to have an ego to put an ultimatum of a 24-hour day or no meeting. Like that is bullshit. Like that is not productive to making the biggest fight in boxing.
Clarify that part about the no
What's
meeting.
not productive is to be lying in the media. What's not productive is to be changing the person's name who is in charge of brokering this deal.
That's called promoting. That's called promoting. It's
not called promoting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's not.
It's been a tactic used forever in boxing. It's been a tactic used forever.
It is called manipulation.
Yes, that's what promoters do. They manipulate the public into buying their events. That is exactly what a promoter's job is to do.
That's a bad way to phrase it, but because manipulation means like I'm tricking you to do something.
That's exactly
that's what they're doing. Look at Triple G Matters Rosian. Look at that fight.
That's not manipulation. That's a guy who stepped up to fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying? We're not manipulated to see that. We want to see that. You're forced to see it.
I don't want to see that, but it's all right.
Yeah, we weren't anticipating that though, man.
You're not anticipating that
just happened.
Lainez is a deal. So let's go forward now. The offer is the key word. So there should not be any contracts if I'm making you an offer, because who draws up the offer? The contract.
I mean, basically what the email is saying is basically Shelly saying like, you did your deals in the same manner. Why are you?
Because you're stalling. It's stalling tactics.
Yeah. So
they attached 24-hour deadlines to it, and we were going to have a meeting, but we're not going
there's
for a
no
meeting.
need for that. There's no need for that.
Rob, they have attached 10 days, and yes, that sounds.
You were on the record yesterday, Ness. No, Ness, you were on the record on Thursday saying the 10 days was reasonable. You said 10 days was reasonable.
Matthew, one at a time.
You said 10 days was reasonable.
Matthew, one at a time.
Mateo.
And that's literally what I just said right now. You're just so quick to argue that you didn't even hear me say, Rob, even though 10 days is reasonable.
Come on, B. You didn't frame it that way. You didn't frame it that way. You did not frame it that way, man. Keep it 100.
Press rewind,
man,
bro.
Keep it a buck, man. Stay consistent. Stay consistent.
What the fuck are you talking about, idiot? I did say the same exact thing right now, bro. Like, you're not listening. You want to jump on me and not listen. I did say the same words. All I'm telling Rob is they have still attached a time frame, regardless if theirs was more reasonable. Those were my words, but you attacked like a fucking.
It is pointless to bring that up. It is pointless to bring up a 10-day window compared to a 24-hour window. That's outside. That is outside of a meeting schedule. Think about that. They gave a window that a meeting was scheduled after that window. Come on, B.
To go after you? Okay. All right. So they gave a 10-day limit for a peanuts offer. We gave you a fucking 24-hour limit for a life-changing offer.
And they said yes.
Life-changing offer.
And they said yes.
It's a motherfucking mega million. Okay, no other heavyweight casual. I'm talking to you now because this hardcore hipster.
Talk to me. Because Eddie said yes.
I'm talking to the casual fan who needs to hear what the fuck is going on. And the reason we don't got this fight, Rob, you will be after me. So casual.
Go ahead.
This is a big fight. Okay? This is big money. It's the bottom line. And Eddie knows that, but he needs to prolong it. Big Baby Miller is on record on our YouTube channel saying Wilder will knock him out. I need to get in there with G-String Joshua first. The world knows it. Chris Algieri, I interviewed him yesterday. Wilder would knock him out. My opinion changed. Matthew Macklin, my opinion changed. Wilder can knock him out. Everybody knows it. Eddie's hearing this shit. You think he's going to let the goose that laid the golden egg get fucking cracked? You guys are silly. Silly.
First of all, I think
So that's the line. Go ahead, Joe.
Joe.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no
okay.
Joe on the panel. It's Rob.
Okay.
Joe Rogan.
I'm the English Joe around here.
Yo,
Yeah.
Kaz, you the
First of all, I think-
assassinator of names, bro.
Right.
Go.
Pretty sure Eddie knows that Wilder can knock him out. I think that's not up for. I think everyone knows this is a 50-50, big punches and everything like that. But back to the 10-day window and everything, I believe, isn't that something to do with the fact that they've got to start dealing with Povetkin? They had so many days to come to an agreement with the order from the WBA or whatever it is. Is that not?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I would be
Of a deadline in that spec.
If you're asking me, I would be speculating. But if we're gonna speculate, where's the contract for Dillian White? Where's the paper?
But this is what my point. It was declined. Like they weren't even interested.
Exactly.
But
So
Eddie
you
is.
said it. So if,
But
Eddie's
why-
interested,
He is
then
though.
the
He
contract
is.
needs to be set. No, so that's why they asked him to accept that.
And
Say
they
it.
did. He's on interview with you, Ness, saying we agree to the money. We agree to the money. Let's sit down and meet then.
Matt, he can't say it to us. He got to say it to them. He got to answer the fucking email. You weirdo! Don't you get it?
And you don't think you don't think that Ness? We both admit and we both said that they are negotiating in the media in the public, right? We know that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Eddie's saying on all these interviews with us, interviews with other outlets, saying yes, we agree to the money. Is that not them saying yes to the money?
No, it's not.
Then have the meeting and you can discuss location, discuss anything.
Okay, wait a minute.
They
All
can
right,
show
let's do
proof.
this.
They can show proof of the money. All that stuff can happen in the meeting, right?
Check it out. Check it out. Let's do the same scenario, right? I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Rob about giving you $2,500 a show, but we won't tell you. Okay, and you don't have to know. What type of shit is that? You gotta tell. Eddie has to come back to Finkel and say, "Yeah, we want that 50 mil." You can't tell me. Who the fuck is Rob? Who the fuck am I? Tell the guy that's sending you the email. Reply to the email. What are you talking about?
AJ himself replied to Wild.
I'm gonna sit in front of IFL and say to IFL, "Hey, let Shirley know via this video we accept." Instead of replying to his email.
Since Wilder's the one that sent the email, sent all the messages out, right? Wilder's the one personally who sent it. AJ personally responded on that fucking IG message saying, "Let's roll." Is that not enough?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
Is that not enough? Let's have the meeting now and let's discuss this. Let's deal business like big men and meet together.
This guy is like an amateur.
You don't let me finish my point, Ness. You're trying to cut me off. Let me finish my point instead of cutting me off, Ness. Fuck.
Don't you think now, after two fighters agree to fight, that maybe some managers, some lawyers, and I don't know, a fucking promoter should get involved, Matt?
Yes, that's the meeting.
Or Doomsday, let me find out. Let's roll means the fight is signed, sealed, and delivered.
No, it doesn't mean signed, sealed, delivered, but there needs to be a meeting for that. There needs to be a meeting for that. Ness, come on, B. You know you're lying here. You know you're being disingenuous. Come on, B. Without a meeting, of course, nothing's going to be signed, sealed, and delivered. Without a contract, of course, there's nothing going to be signed, sealed, delivered. Nobody's expecting that. Wilder's side's not expecting a signed, sealed, delivered deal. Neither's Eddie's. They just want an agreement that the money's right. And right now, that's what I heard. In your interview with Eddie, he said, yeah, we agree to the money. So I don't understand what else that needs to be done. I really do not know.
Okay, Matt, when HBO sends you an offer, right, to take Max Kellerman's position, and you come and you tell me, yo, Ness, they sent me an offer, I'm going to get $250,000 a year, I'm taking it, but you forget to fucking send them an email saying, hey, I'm going to take it, I'll see you working for HBO, you weirdo.
Okay, man.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Can I get my final
do a video? Go do a video how you gonna be.
Did AJ?
Let me finish. Go do a video how you gonna be the next Max Kellerman for HBO and never reply to that email.
Did AJ send the $50 million offer to Wilder and ask for it? No, he heard that from an interview, and then sent him that offer.
Excuse me? Say that again. Did AJ what?
AJ did not send a $50 million like, hey, give me $50 million. He never told Wilder this or Eddie or Al Haymon or Shelly Finkel. He never told them directly.
Didn't.
They heard it from a media, from a YouTube channel, and then they offered him. So
you just keep burying yourself, please. I think that you were born with a shovel in your right hand. Listen to what you just said. Listen to what you just said, please. Don't interrupt me so this could go so smoothly. Listen to what you just said. You said AJ never sent an offer. He said it on a YouTube channel, and then Deontay replied, right?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Shake your head,
Yes,
but
yes,
you're on
yes,
a podcast.
yes,
Say
yes. Sorry.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Now here's what you fail to realize. Deontay did what businessmen do. He contacted his team. He said, listen to what AJ said on this video. Let's make him this offer, right? So then his manager contacted AJ's promoter via email and made him an offer via email.
How
I don't know how you think that is the same.
Do you think Eddie has not replied at all to Wilder and team? Because Eddie has said he's replied. So the money is right. Let's have a deal. Let's have.
Not replied.
Do you know that?
Not replied. He has not replied, and you are.
Did Wilder ask you that? Or tell you that? I'm asking you a question because I don't know the info.
No. Check this out, because we're gonna use Matt's words, right? You are being disingenuous with off record information that you have.
I do not have that info.
No. You are being disingenuous with off record information that you have that implies that the offer was never accepted. It was never accepted.
I don't have that info.
Email say. All right, whatever.
I really do not have that info. I'm sorry. You said you talked to Wilder yesterday. So all I wanted to know was, did Eddie ever contact them back from that fucking 50 million email? That's all I wanted to know. I don't have that info, Ness. I didn't talk to Wilder on the phone yesterday.
Who canceled the meetings?
I don't know. What about Doomsday rereading the email? Does it say there that they accepted it, or are they asking them to accept the offer?
Well,
if it says that they accepted it, I don't know. Well, this entire email is ridiculous, but it seems to me like they're asking them to accept the offer.
I understand that, but everything.
And it seems to me that another email that Eddie brought up yesterday was also asking the same thing, where it said it would be counterproductive to me if you don't accept the money.
Well, look, in just going back to the email, the first thing you read right off the bat is, you know as well as us how a big fight is made. First, an offer is made, and if the offer is accepted, a contract will follow. I mean, the contract will follow. You know what I mean?
So that means they've never replied, Doomsday, and said, yes, we accept the 50 million.
Okay.
They've never replied.
That's what this email is implying.
That says that Shelly and Deontay and Al Haymon and whatever investors they have should move forward, contact venues and start selling tickets based off Eddie saying on a YouTube channel, yes, we like the 50, but remember Eddie had a but the details, the devil's in the details. I mean, I don't know what Matt wants.
Eddie is on record.
And go forward. That's what
Eddie is on record with Adam Spielberg saying that he replied to the original offer. I remember that interview. So again, I don't know what you're expecting here. I don't know if you want a formal written.
Hold on, real quick. He accepted, and he should be getting a contract right now.
No, they should be meeting right now and then discussing the contract, discuss the location. Like I don't understand why you have to have these ultimatums in there. That's purely for ego.
So who canceled these meetings again?
Shelly Finkel. Shelly Finkel, now Haymon.
So Shelly Finkel's still saying, and according to you, Eddie's accepted the fight already. It's the money. Excuse me.
He accepted the money. Yes, he said he agreed with the money.
But as you're reading this email, that Finkel's telling us otherwise.
Exactly.
So what's going on?
Exactly.
No, listen, I'll break it down. Eddie has said they are very interested in the offer. But
that's not accepting.
Yeah, but
continue.
Listen, why can't showing solid interest? I don't know. What does accepting it mean? Is that a binding contract then?
All right, well, let me quick, and I'll let you continue. It goes back to what I just read, and just the beginning part. You know as well as us how a big fight is made. These guys know how a big fight is made. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm pretty sure that they know how these fights are made. I don't know if Eddie's just coming back with.
Brother.
Who's
out there being great? Who's out there fumbling over their words, bro? Shelly Finkel isn't out there doing videos every day saying how Anthony Joshua needs to raise his profile in the U.S. to make this fight. No, it's only one guy consistently setting up roadblocks via everything, and that is Eddie Hearn. Call me biased all you want. The day will come and the light will be shined upon this. It's very simple.
All right, 24 hours.
I mean, why are you dangling Povetkin, Big Baby Miller, mandatories? I mean, it's a million and one fucking excuses.
Yo, my conclusion. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. My conclusion is that he wants to make more money with the AJ train first, and he really don't want the fight.
He could, let me show you how much money he can make really quick on a show of hands and voices. Who picks AJ to beat Big Baby Miller?
Me.
All of us, I think.
Yes.
Who? On a show of hands and voices, who picks AJ to beat Alexander Povetkin?
All of us.
Yeah.
Who shows AJ beating Brian Jennings?
Of course.
Yeah.
Joey DeWelko, who's Jennings is gonna fight today.
We get it, Ness.
Yeah, we get it.
Go ahead, Rob. I know Rob wanted to say something. UK representative.
No. But Rob, multiply that times 20 million each fight. Yeah. That's why you don't fight Deontay Wilder, because there's another 100 million out there fighting everyone else.
It's a much more challenging fight because it is a 50-50 fight still. I won't say Deontay Wilder could easily knock out AJ. AJ has an awesome style. He might present a problem, and we all want to see it. And that's why this fight is so big. And should it be rushed? I don't know. As a promoter, I'm just saying as a perspective of a fan, yes, I want to see it immediately, July 13th, whatever date. But yeah, I think Eddie Hearn should just come and be like, "Nah, we ain't fighting Wilder this year." And that's it.
I may be the UK bias voice.
You heard what I said though, right, Robbie? I think that he should just come out. Eddie Hearn should come out and say, "Nah, we're not gonna fight him next year. Let's keep that 50 mil for next November, the 2019."
But I'm saying I think they do want the fight. They do want the fight. That's what I believe. And Eddie Hearn has still said on the latest IFL from the same point when Nez interviewed him, he said he still believes this fight happens next. They're still talking. Him and Al Haymon are still talking, and he's had 2 phone calls with Showtime, Stephen Espinoza or whatever. They're talking about between, I think he said September and December.
So what do you conclude from that? What do you conclude from that as a
Well, as Eddie Hearn has spun it, it's like, keep Shelly Finkel away. This is just crazy. I'll deal with this.
Own the fight. He wants to be the owner of the fight.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
The outside. That's why.
Shelly was a huge problem in that AJ Vladimir Klitschko fight.
Was he?
It all works for you when it works for you, Nez. I think that's business,
All right, so that's why. So he wants to own the business. He doesn't want Shelly Finkel. You're saying Shelly Finkel stay away, but Shelly Finkel came up with the 50 mil offer.
No, but I think like Ed is all, with this 24-hour deadline, and we're not meeting until. I think he's just like, look, let me speak to the proper businessman here. I think that's where Ed is coming from, and obviously that's disrespectful maybe to Shelly, because Shelly's obviously done these big deals in the past and been a massive part of boxing, but. All I'm trying to say is you're saying he's setting up all these roadblocks and they don't want the fight. They just want to make this extra money all the time. I think they do want the fight because there's a window of being undisputed before, like you keep saying, oh, he's got mandatories, all the excuses. But people do have mandatories. He's got one ordered from the WBA with Povetkin, which he has to come to an agreement with sooner or later. I think that is part of why there was a 10-day deadline.
Nobody don't respect the WBA belt.
All right, that's okay. But all I'm saying is, I think they want the fight. I think it's still being negotiated, even though it appears in front of what everyone hearing it's stalled. But I think there's still talk.
In Eddie Hearn's words, we could talk about this around in circles, right? But the bottom line, we should have the AB soundbite. That sounds soft, man. Oh, he gonna win the fight. You win the fight. Nah, it says just say, we're not gonna fight. We want to collect $80 million and then come back to this fight. Because there's nothing else to say but like, the 24-hour ultimatum. Oh, we made an offer and there's no contract. Oh, Shelly Finkel should stay out of it. All right. So you don't want the fight. If somebody
up earlier, Kaz, if you said about going to buy a house, right? We go and look at a house and you're going to put in an offer of, I don't know, it's a real big mansion, $5 million.
Where's the risk in your analogy, brother? Stop with these kitty cat analogies. No fucking risk.
Yo, can you guys let
me finish it and see if I've got a point.
Hold on, very quickly, Rob. Enrique, Ness, you guys were complaining off show about people cutting people off. Stop cutting people off. You did specifically, Enrique, and you cut off. You cut off Rob. You're cutting me off. Stop cutting off people.
You just cut me off. You just cut.
Because you're cutting me off, motherfucker. Don't you hear? Don't you listen? Robert's talking. Let him talk. Ness, let him talk. It's not that difficult. Wait your turn.
I wait.
Hit the soundbite.
Fuck,
Take it.
Y'all are so sensitive about Wilder game. Fucking call on Bluff.
It's
the same exact thing as 50-50 or no fight. It's the same exact thing.
What's the Bluff point though?
Yo, if
what?
Where's the bluff at? Like bluff means renege to me. It's saying something that you don't have.
The bluff is we don't need you, dog. Like Ness said, we can go take 20 mil with these other guys. Stop giving us ultimatums. We're the A side.
Bitch, you emotional gap.
Yeah, you see where that gap came in and I speak? That's what I exactly did.
Robbie,
I jumped in.
No,
Matt,
it's
you
not.
just jumped in and started cursing off like you said.
Robbie,
No, it's not, Enrique. No, it's not.
Face right now. Robbie, go ahead, brother.
All I can see is a fucking cartoon character that looks slimmer than the real version. But all I want to say is
you are amazing, dude. That was
and it's got a better suntan. But anyway, all I was going to say, right, is like you go to buy a house and you put in an offer, but I'm not saying this isn't anything to do with but the money's not good, but the bank manager or the person who's offering you a mortgage just wants to know you're good for the money, or just wants to know, and you perhaps get someone in to assess the building for the risk. You know, is the house sound? Is there any structural problems? Just, you know what I mean? You're going to put in an offer and they just go, yeah, you can have it. It's ridiculous. I just think ultimatums and agree with it before we turn up and have a meeting. You know, Eddie Hearn was there in New York. It's not like they're asking them to come over to the UK. I'm here. Let's meet up. It's fucking bullshit. Why you can't just sit down as a grown man and fucking talk to each other about a possible contract?
You know what else I did not like? See that gap? I jumped in. See that gap? That's professional level.
That's professional right there.
That was professional level.
That was fucking Jason Kidd assist status right there.
Wow. Showing your age.
See,
we didn't even hear you because you got the R2D2 mic, the only one.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is, like, you only could make a conclusion of why the fight is not happening, right? That's the bottom line. I would prefer if I was AJ or if I were Eddie Hearn, yes, I would say, you know what, we're not gonna take your 50 mil because we're gonna make 100 mil in a year and a half. We will see you with that 50 mil later. You
exactly.
know, just say that. Like I would be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? And when they appraise your house, they come with an appraisal and they have this number, and if it's bigger than the offer, then you know the seller might change his mind. So that's what happened with AJ. They gave him a $12.5 million offer. The appraisal is higher than that. So they're like, yo, you know what? I'll own the fight. Here's 50 mil and we'll talk contracts. But the devil's in the detail. I didn't like how he was like, yo, he's from Alabama. He's from Alabama. So what? Great people come from every state. Where did Prince come from? Like Minnesota or somewhere. You know, where did Michael Jackson come from?
Always trying to belittle Deontay. That's why he used
that shit was whack. That was whack.
Minimum wage paying jobs in his metaphors.
Yeah, that was whack.
That's food, you know what I mean?
But I like Eddie Hearn. He came out of nowhere.
He's my boy.
He came out of nowhere, and you know what I'm saying? And it's been his name only. It's been his name only. Matchroom, AJ, belts. Now he's out there, and he got a middleweight. He also has, he has a middleweight and a heavyweight. You know, did Don King go that route? Yeah, he did. Did De La Hoya do that?
What middleweight he got?
Doesn't he have? Danny Jacobs. Is he not a middleweight? Am I wrong? Anybody want to fill in this gap, Matt?
Leave the gap.
The quietness.
Matt is emotional right now.
You want to fill in the gap? Nobody?
No, I'm
he's
good.
Yes, he is. He's toting up. So he got to.
I was looking at text. I didn't hear what you said, Enrique. So I'm sorry.
Look, now he ain't even paying us no mind now.
My bad.
Now he's just like, yo, I don't even care about them right now.
Word.
Agree to disagree.
Yes, he's a middleweight.
So anyway, just for the people that's texting there, I actually did finish school. I have a marketing degree. All right, in advertisement.
Oh,
swallow that nut.
Yo, Tariq said Ness.
Pause heavy.
Ness, Eddie, your boy, he destroyed you.
Damn, Eddie. I mean, Eddie was making good points based off.
You wish you could have the relationship that me and Eddie have. You wish you were me.
Eddie, look, Eddie was making great points, and the thing is that both sides are making great points.
What about that great point I made when he tried to come at Deontay like Deontay doesn't even sell 8,000 tickets? I was like, oh yeah, how many Danny sold over here under this Matchroom USA garbage?
Yeah, that was a slam dunk.
Got him smooth the fuck down. I brought them guns out right there. All you UK lap dogs out there. Oh, Eddie destroyed you. Why he ain't destroy me there?
You can talk hot on the
Internet boy. Internet boy. I was in Brooklyn, okay? And I'm everywhere.
With a blurry lens on.
Hey,
it was good.
Feel me?
Yo, Ness. How did you not notice the shit was out of focus for all of your interviews, man?
It was a big ass interview, man.
It was all of them. Was your shit just not on autofocus and you never pay attention to it?
Maybe I never hit it on autofocus.
Yeah.
That was OT. Right? Ness on another level, all right? Ness don't even go to these things no more.
Word. Needed to.
But the boxing community needed me to put my foot on his neck. So I did. It's that simple. I remember when the boxing community needed me to do it to Mayweather. When he kept with the shenanigans with the gloves versus Maidana. See, that's what people fail to realize. That's why I call them fickle. These boxing fans, they fickle because today I'm Wilder biased. But when I was putting my foot on Mayweather neck for giving $1.5 million to Marcos Maidana not to wear some MX fucking power locks, I was their savior. Because back then, Pac-Tards hated Mayweather, right? But boxing fans are fickle. You hate me now, you love me tomorrow. Don't matter. You watch.
Legend.
You punk. Anyway, y'all got any final thoughts, or we're going to go out to some callers?
Final thoughts. What can I say, man?
Here we go.
Things need to happen, and they need to happen a lot clearer in order for the public to stay happy about this fight. I think if you start bullshitting them too much, it's just kind of like some people will grow disinterested. But who am I kidding, right? If we want the fight to happen, if it does happen, everybody's gonna be watching. Stop dangling the carrot, managers, promoters, whatever.
Yo, Reese, I just made you famous. Now, where's the oxymoron in this, Matt? Come on, Matt. Stop being a little girl. You're all sensitive.
No, I'm reading something.
Nestor Gibbs.
Your ego way too big.
No one cares about you, yet you're adding me.
And listening to like a show that you've created.
It's all love, baby.
And he probably thumbs down it too.
And he definitely thumbs down it. Definitely thumbs down, Enrique.
And told my thumbs up. I'm a thumbs up right now, live 78 right there. So panelists.
Fuck if he thumbs down.
Free smoke,
Hey,
free smoke,
yo, I'm not here to make friends, man. Howard ain't had no friends anyway. You feel me? My friends is my panelists, even though y'all keep saying I run them off the show. Robbie, get your skin thick. Matt,
Rob.
Yes.
Emotional. Why you
I don't know how I feel about you using Kendrick Lamar against me. Like I don't know how I feel about that. That's
you relate more.
That's like that's a stab in the heart, man. That's a stab in the heart.
We need to go to like some sound bites. We got ringers.
Oh.
Wrong one. Shit. All right, before we get to those ringers, we got to get to our sponsor.
Whoa. Doomy gave his final thought on the topic before we go to callers. We can't give our final
it's so many of you guys.
I gave his was rubbish.
We got to Robbie in. We're gonna do one final thought and a call, and then we'll go to like a call, and then we'll go back to your final thought. Then we'll go to a call. We go to Robbie's final thought. We got to make some man. There's a lot of callers out there, but go ahead, Matt.
No, you can do it. You can do whatever you want.
No, because we just that was two final thoughts right there. You and me talking all that bullshit.
I just think that this fight is the biggest fight in boxing. The amount of emotional that we all get about this fight proves that.
Whoa. You always catch me when I say something weird. That sounds weird. Robert, you're from the UK. Help us here.
What?
The amount of emotional?
No, the amount that
I'm only getting emotional because you're all wrong. And I'm trying to
the UK speaks. I mean, the way is that
Did
proper
I word it wrong?
English? He said
none of you speak proper English. Just carry on.
Robbie, UK, you're here to make it all equal, right?
Yeah, it just gets me so frustrated.
So don't say things like frustrated.
Balance. He's the balance.
I'm the yin to your really yang. Pause, whatever.
Digressing very quickly, just want to finish her up. This fight needs to be made. Let's put the egos aside. Let's get it meet, negotiate, whatever it takes. Haymon, Shelly Finkel, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, all go out to dinner. I don't give a fuck. Meet Make this fight happen. This is the biggest fight in boxing. Let's get it made.
Rule. Yo, so 1-425-569-5241. That is the number for all you keyboard trolls. All you Nes, Eddie bodied you. Call in and say it, you little punk.
Stand up.
If you think Eddie Hearn bodied Nes, hit that thumbs up.
I just no. If you think you're in body Ness, hit the thumbs down. It don't matter. You guys don't even know. No, it works the same way. They don't even know.
Oh, does it?
I'm gonna teach them something because they're all so dumb.
Don't share it. Don't share it. Don't share
Yeah,
it.
don't share.
Don't share it.
Those are trade secrets.
My boy Casual always thinking business. You know, y'all think he casual, but he got like 5 businesses. He's we gonna call him LLC King.
Hello, I'm actually Inc. You know what I'm saying? S Corp. If you really want to go correct, pick out the shirt sponsored by Boxing Fan Apparel.
There's no ink on it. Where's the ink? What is it?
Where's the- I'm gonna have to help Cash Weezy on this one. You know what I'm saying?
Robbie got the killer one-liners. All right, listen, if you're trying to get added on Skype, you know you got to send me a friend request to be part of the call. So Taylor, send me a friend request. Say you want to be buddies, buddy. All right, 1-425-569-5241. Hit us up right now as we're discussing this breaking news. Shelly Finkel's final email. Eddie Hearn's interview with me. Ness got bodied. Hit that thumbs up or down, however you feel. Don't matter. Doesn't matter at all. We're going to go out to our sponsors and then hit those callers. We're going to go to our ringers and boomerangers first, obviously. So thank you for continuing to show support on patreon.com/TheBoxingVoice.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to Detroit with one of our alumni callers at this point, right? Matt?
I thought that was a rhetorical question. Like you were just like pausing.
It was, but I needed to buy some time.
So I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yeah, alumni. I like that. I like that status. What's up, TBV? TBV for life. I'm gonna start out with Robbie from the UK.
How you doing?
I ain't never got to talk to you before. This is Stainless. What's up, man? Welcome to the panel.
Thank you very much.
Your UK perspective. I wish that you would talk more though. Cut these guys off, man. They don't give a fuck. We
hard, man. It's hard.
So,
that shit's hard, man.
man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Fuck that, man. Kick them in the face.
Right.
Who else on there? What's up, Doomsday?
What's up, brother? How's everything, man?
Man, it's good, man. I miss seeing y'all brothers, man. We're gonna have to do that TVV, man.
Hell yeah.
Appreciation party. We'll do it in New York again. I don't give a fuck, man. Shit. What's up, Cash Weezy?
He's not here.
You know, Cash, he's here one day.
He's making shirts for Cinco de Mayo.
He's gonna put another shirt on.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. And of course, on the map, the Hipster Hunter.
What up, Stainless? Pull a comb for me, brother.
Man, that's what I'm talking about because I'm doing the same right now. And then on to Nestor Great. Nestor Gibbs.
What up?
What's up, baby?
What up, Stainless?
Like Matt, man, you know, like Matt said, I'm pulling these combs. Alex and as Alex in Australia taught us at the TBV appreciation. So I'm smoking my blunt. So, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm a boomerang, you know what I'm saying, I get the call back in. I want real perspective on this. But, you know what I'm saying, the weed got me thinking like, damn, what a job Al Haymon has done in bringing a resurgence in the life of boxing, one. And two, as Matt alluded to before we got into my call, this is the biggest fight in boxing, Wilder and Joshua. There's a lot of emotion involved in this fight, whether it's from pride of country, with just the pride of that boxer, man. You can hear it in the panel. You know what I'm saying? I can feel it in me just listening to y'all talk, whether I'm laughing, agreeing, disagreeing, and I'm just excited for it, man. I think we all know that it's gonna happen either way, but I mean, y'all made some great points, man. He can make a lot more, Joshua, from fighting. I don't want to call him that, but no names basically, or easily defeated opponents than he can from fighting Wilder, who can do the same, really. But the fans want that fight, and that's what's happened in 2017. It has even happened more in 2018, as you know, as we really have to believe in thanks to Al Haymon. But as I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast.
Thank you,
Stainless. Thanks for calling in and the continued support. We're gonna go out to the Skype machine.
Hold up, we have another ringer. I'm sorry, Skype machine. Unless Skype machine has a ringer.
Hold on, let me double check. Nah, you goods.
Okay, we're going to Luke in New Jersey.
Yo, what's up with you and your no names over there?
What do you mean no names?
I got nothing showing you. Oh, see it now.
Come on, Luke. What up?
Yo, what up, Ness?
What's up, brother?
So I thought it was really cool that you got this exclusive interview, but then you just started the whole interview like you were coming at Hearn.
I wanted it to be that way.
Establish a relationship.
I wanted it to be that way.
Establish a relationship where he keeps coming back and like you have this great connection.
But
I
Luke,
wouldn't necessarily been that offensive.
But Luke, when has he stopped coming back? That is a total misconception because people feel they haven't heard him on the show since that episode. He's been periodically on the YouTube channel via every single correspondent that we have, whether that be in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Whether it be in LA and New York.
He also talked shit on y'all. And he said, if I'm going to give some great scoop, I'm going to give it to IFL because they get major views.
He should say that, Luke. He's connected to IFL.
Yeah, absolutely. He should.
Yeah,
and they get big views. But then not
only that, Luke. Listen, not only that.
Be so biased.
Listen, not only that, he did to me what he does to every single B-side to his A-side. I am the B-side to IFL, so he mentioned numbers and that I am smaller and he said that my channel is a YouTube channel, but IFL, that's a proper channel. I understand, but you see, you guys are fucking zombies. I am trying to be the Pied Piper and play my flute and get you little weirdos away from the dumbness, but you don't look at that. He does everything the same. When it was Kell Brook versus Earl, he had 1,000,001 excuses and 3 extensions until he finally could not wiggle. It never stops and it will never stop. It's called promoting. I don't need to be his friend.
And you shouldn't be.
We are friends.
And
if you haven't checked it out, no. If you haven't checked us out on Instagram, but we are friends. But I do text him. I have his iPhone number. You guys are the ones that are in your mind. In your mind. Listen, in your mind, you guys are building this up. In your mind, you guys are building this up.
You said it like whoever thought that call in, you were like, you were trying to build it up as though, who won between you and her.
Oh, I never said that. I said I got bodied. That's what the comments are saying. In this show.
Exactly. He was saying you shouldn't be so biased. Then he was saying like Al Haymon shouldn't be paying him because Heyman's only a manager. So what you're saying would like violate the Ali Act. And then he was saying like you're off your tits if you think,
But that's not a bad thing. Hold on. Luke, very quickly, hold on. Luke, that's not a bad thing here. Like the point of the media is to be adversarial to authority. That is the literal job of media. Go to the American Journalism Institute. They have a website, it's .org. And they have a very clear in there that the role of journalism and the role of journalists is to challenge authority, present facts so the citizens, or in this case, the boxing fans, can best make decisions. That is our job. So if IFL is not going to ask tough questions, then we have to.
It was an even match.
Dude,
was good
IFL
tennis.
dude,
was good
IFL
tennis.
is great at what he does, and he won't get me to discredit Coogan.
No, we love Coogan. We have nothing but respect for Coogan.
We
we
base
all love
numerous
Coogan. We all love
shows.
IFL.
We base numerous shows
The
off of
boxing
Coogan
voice
interviews.
is the voice of the people.
Exactly.
He also talked shit about the boxing voice. He was like, it's not a voice of the people. It's just a voice of your ego or something like that.
No,
He was just talking a lot of shit.
no, he didn't say
He was
that.
talking a lot of shit.
He didn't say that. He said it's the voice of Wilder, and I said no. We get hundreds of callers, and he said hundreds.
Sure.
I said we get hundreds of callers. He said hundreds. I said yes, hundreds, and you are one of them because I don't call him. He listens.
And then calls in.
You don't get.
And then called in randomly.
Yo, little by little, we'll keep growing, just like everyone has to grow.
Yeah, well,
but
I
everyone
like
has
it.
to
I like-
listen.
I like keep the Hearn connection going.
The connection is
It-
there.
It's there.
That's
Like,
your mind.
None of this hurts that. Like I think people, like Ness said, people like have created this like dynamic between Ness and Eddie, how they hate each other. They're friends.
But didn't
They're friends, man. Like, come on.
But didn't I open up the interview specifically for people like Luke? I thought I did that, or was I that?
I guess the best way.
Nah, you did do that.
No, but maybe people misinterpreted your tone.
I guess the best analogy I can make for it is it's sort of like when fighters fight. Then at the end of the fight, they shake hands or buds.
After,
you know what I mean? That's sort of what I think this interview was like.
I'm
You
not
guys
sure.
battled it out. You battled it out.
Shook hands and hugged.
I'm not sure they are friends anymore because Eddie put the bunny ears behind Nez's picture on IG.
I see that.
So you lose, Nez. You lost a friend.
You got bodied.
Eddie. I'm not even gonna. Again, Enrique's right. Don't discuss that on there. But listen, Luke.
But let me say something right real quick. It was a heated debate. That's what it was, and it was fun.
And that's what it should
let me
be.
Tell you something. I wish I would have had today's email yesterday. He would have been bodied. There would have been no doubt. There would have been no fucking doubt if I would have had this email yesterday to say, but wait a minute, you ain't sent Shelly a contract when you did the AJ fight.
Yeah, you went in blind.
Like a fucking Bugs Bunny. Or what is it, Daffy Duck? I don't know, whatever. But the point is, he would have looked bad. But I didn't have that information. But you have that now, Luke, and you should factor that in, that he knew this all along because he is a promoter, not you or I. He knows the ins and outs of making big fights, not you or I, and he has done them with Shelly Finkel already. But now, for a dangerous fight, not a guy coming off for 2 years off, right? 41 years old and a loss. There's no danger there. There's clear danger to stopping AJ from becoming the billion-dollar fighter that he says he wants to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've said that show after show. Like, yo, you're going to take another route? Take the other route. Say that. Don't posture, though.
True indeed. True indeed.
Lukey Luke.
Thank you,
May
Luke.
the force be with you.
Thank you, Luke.
Boss.
Yo, everybody, I gotta go though because I'm starving. Yo, follow me on TBV_casual fan. Peace.
Boxing Fan Apparel on Patreon.
Some other callers. What happened, Matt?
I said Boxing Fan Apparel on Patreon.com.
Yo, I love the show. Love the show.
He loves the show. He loves the show.
All
right, we got a bunch of people on Skype. We're gonna go to, I don't know who was first, but I'll start with Idris. Talk to me.
Listen, man, let me make a few points today, man. Matt, I'm not gonna lie to you, you was on point. I think Matt is the only one who stuck to the topic of the title of this conversation. You lot actually started going and speculating. He don't want the fight. He wants to do this and that. Boom, boom, boom. You have to stick to the topic of the conversation. You know what I mean? Another thing I just want to tell you, Ness, Ness, I know you don't take it personally what happened today with Eddie. You guys have been covering the British media for a long time. The first time I watched the Thaboxingvoice was when a Wilder versus Steve Cunningham press conference. And you know what Eddie Hearn is like. He's one of the only people who don't really give interviews. He gives conversations that are debates up for debate. And a lot of people, especially Americans, they're new to him. They started to realize him 2 years ago, in the last year and a half, and they don't understand that that's just how he is. So, Ness, I know you don't take it personally. It's good. This is a good way for you lot to, you lot are coming up. You know what I'm trying to say? Keep doing your thing. This can only be good for you lot. And it's just, I know the narrative is that he's just shitted on you, blah, 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 blah. But you lot have been covering the British side of boxing for years and years. That's why I started following you guys. And you know that this is exactly how Brits are. I feel like you guys know our personality and stuff.
Oh, I know
But
that
at
for
the same
sure,
time-
man. I was trying to explain that to Luke. I don't take it personal at all, and nor
Yeah,
do I
but
think.
Luke probably doesn't understand. Like, he's probably started hearing Eddie Hearn the last year, so this to him just sounds like disrespect. When really, he's the only guy who doesn't give proper interviews. He gives conversations. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's what I was trying to say. But at the same time, you know, I'm gonna keep it short and simple, because I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up for the Danny Jacobs fight soon and that, man. But yeah, man, for sure.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going to Ohio. J. Will in Ohio.
You know, like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Yeah, fellas, man. I'm starting to look like my psychic prediction. It's going to be coming true, man. Like I said before, twice. I don't think these negotiations is going to go through this go around. I think it definitely they're probably going to have another session. It's probably going to be 6 months down the line for a fight late in 2019. I just wish Eddie Hearn would say, man, they don't want to take that risk with Anthony, and they want to get that extra $100 million that's out there before taking that risk against Deontay Wilder. I mean, it's that simple. And I mean, he sounds a lot like how your boy Bob Arum used to sound when it came to the whole Pacquiao Mayweather. It was always some type of roadblock that Bob Arum would mention, or some type of shade he had to always throw at Mayweather throughout the negotiations. And at some point in time, you can't just say he's being a promoter and he's doing what a promoter has to do. You have to start looking at it as that side simply just doesn't want the fight at this moment. And the one thing that's different between the whole, and this goes to show that the fighter still at the end of the day has the power, because as I'm not sure if it was Matt or Ness who said, you know, Kell Brook was in the same or similar situation when it came to Errol Spence. And, you know, Eddie Hearn was wiggling in the media trying to finagle a way out. But at the end of the day, Brook put his foot down and said, I'm not giving up my belt. I'm not going to give up what I fought for. So I'm going to take 2 real tough fights back to back, Triple G and Errol Spence. Nobody made Kell Brook do that. And as much as Eddie Hearn didn't want him to do it, Eddie Hearn had to do it because that's what Kell Brook wanted to do. So if Anthony really wanted this fight, he can tell Eddie Hearn to shut up and make it happen. But that hasn't happened yet. So that's my call, fellas.
All right, Jay Will. Thank you for calling in. Good points.
I definitely agree on that last point.
Excuse me?
I said I definitely agree on that last point about the whole. The fighter has the right. The fighter has control over his career. The fighter has control over his promotional contract, etc.
All right, he sure does, man. The fighter can definitely say, no, this is what I want to do. Like Vasyl Lomachenko. Every time Vasyl Lomachenko gets called out in the media, he makes the fight happen. He doesn't let any fighter think that he's any bit scared of them. If Rigondeaux wants that sauce, well, let's make it happen. Even if Bob Arum is saying no in the media, even if Bob Arum was saying that Rigondeaux doesn't sell tickets, no, Lomachenko wanted that. Even when Lomachenko lost to Orlando Salido and he wanted another title shot versus Gary Russell, Bob had to do it. Okay? They could have rebuilt. After that first loss, they could have rebuilt. Like, look, kid, we tried it your way. Let's recuperate. Nah, I'm daring to be great because I am great.
You know how? Oh, Rick, you remember that moment where Mayweather met Pacquiao at the basketball game? Like that was that tipping point in that negotiation, right? Where them actually meeting, all the pictures aligned. We need that moment.
Yeah, man.
We need. That's why we didn't get it.
Point, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's why Eddie Hearn hired security and said that Deontay could not get in the ring because two men, Matthew. There's a saying, right? There's a saying.
Hired security.
Two mountains don't ever cross each other, but 2 men will. So niggas gotta watch what the fuck they say, because I will bump into you.
True, but I mean, I don't even think on that level. It doesn't even be an animosity. Just that moment of them in a very public setting meeting, That handshake,
Out,
them
out,
talking,
out of boxing, out of the norm of boxing.
Put in a football game, a basketball game, something, man. I mean, the playoffs, basketball playoffs are coming on. Put them in the finals.
You know how Floyd was.
Yo, I'm telling you.
That conversation, he was like,
you got to follow the Floyd blueprint, man.
Strategic marketing.
So you're saying Deontay Wilder should attend the FA Cup final, the soccer final in the UK, yeah?
Fuck yeah, do that. Why not?
I don't know if I trust soccer fans. I love my soccer, but I don't know if I trust the soccer fans.
I don't trust anyone on Team Wilder's side to turn up for a meeting, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Wilder, I won't turn up in the UK for a meeting either. You know,
so we come to you. We'll come to you. We'll come to you. We're the A side, but we'll come to you.
Are you really coming to me, UK, Rob, or is Eddie just doing a failed promotion in New York City?
Well, doesn't that work out there?
Well, those are two separate. Those are two separate things. Like the failed promotion of the Jacobs card is very different than trying to meet with Team Wilder.
Matthew, how about this? This is better.
Mm-hmm.
Can you check?
Yes.
You know, at your own pace, because I'm not your boss.
You are my boss, but okay.
Just show me someone else only selling 6,000 tickets at the Barclay. Show me Chris Algieri versus Ruslan. Survey says. Show me, I don't know, Daniel Jacobs versus Peter Quillen that actually was under a PBC banner and a Al Haymon promotion. Survey says. Show me another motherfucking time a quote-unquote dude that was on the big, I mean, he fought Triple G, didn't he?
Who?
And it's not Jacobs? Daniel Jacobs' fault. Don't take this personally, Baba, because you always take it personal with me. You're going to punch me one day.
He will.
But like that movie, Rocky IV, touch me and I'll
Yo, we should put bets. we should put bets on who hits you first, the Charlos or Jacobs, which is funny because they're...
Yo, I'm actually about to start staying away from them Charlos unless they say, like, Ness, you good. You see, the last time I went, they was like, Ness, you get the G-Pass. So I was like, I got the G-Pass. And I made sure I said that to him. Like, yo, you said I come get the G-Pass. He was like, yeah, boom. You know, but they ain't playing. Them boys is not... They don't play.
No, they don't.
They just don't play. So you can't play with them.
They're gonna look good in the matchroom stable.
Yeah. No, but that's what you don't get. You see, that's what he don't see it. Remember, this show today is April 28th, 5/19 Doomsday, because you're the next casual on this fucking panel. You're gonna do the boxing, okay?
That is true.
April 28th, 5/19. Eddie Hearn has been systematically mentioning the Charlos in the media.
Yes,
Why?
he has.
Why? Because he need to keep him away from Kell Brook. Kell Brook got a WBC title already.
And Jacobs. I mean, setting up the Jacobs fight, putting it in the public mind.
Keep him away from Jamal.
I mean, I don't think it's solely based on that.
Jacobs doesn't want to stay away from Jamal. Like I
know Jacobs don't want to stay away from Jamal, but like Jacobs told Jamal, you ain't got them M's, so he don't want no fight that don't represent M's, meaning millions for my casual listeners. Okay,
but the Charlo fight represents M's.
Which Charlo fight?
Jamal.
For Brook?
No. I mean both. I think both fights represent millions. Both fights are 7-figure fights.
Especially if he's in house.
Doggy, if Eddie Hearn...
Kell Brook and Jamel Charlo is like a 2 million each.
Kell Brook versus Jamel. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying, I wish I had some WWF sound bites right now.
Yo, I would feel so bad for Kell Brook if that happened.
You all be smart enough to know which one I'm looking for. The Undertakers.
He would die. He would be dead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real.
I mean, it'd be great for Matchroom Boxing USA to have those two on there. You know,
man, what the hell does the Charlos need to sign with Eddie for?
That's what I'm saying. They don't. They're making enough noise.
M&M's. Millions in Matchroom.
He's planting seeds early. Remember, I told you he's planting seeds early. Listen, we're gonna go out to the callers, but we're gonna have to switch it to 1.5 minutes per person. There's just too many people out here. I guess everybody wants to talk about this. So what that's gonna do, we're gonna chop it up maybe like 30 seconds more just to get you, to get your thoughts together so that you don't spoil your 1.5 minutes rambling. No need to say hello. Okay?
And if you're a first-time caller,
say you're a first-time caller.
Yes, please.
All right. We're going to go to Freddie in San Fernando Valley. Oh, Freddie did not want to talk. He was like, hell no, you ain't going to me. We going to 514-260. First time caller, 514-260. First time caller?
No, this is Hervey, not Ernest.
Herbin.
Hervey.
Herbin
How
from
are
Puerto
you?
Rico, right?
Hervey.
Where you
Sorry?
from? Oh, no, I got you all mixed up, brother. Where you calling in from?
No, Hervey, I see calling from, I'm based in Montreal.
Oh, Montreal. What's going on, brother? Talk to us.
Yeah, first of all, Ned, the way you react to that, that's why people think that you're hating and not just fishing for news. And I was listening to Matt seemed to be more, how you say it?
Politically correct?
Whatever you.
Politically correct?
Angry?
No, not politically. Don't put words in my mouth. Not politically correct. Because the way
Casual?
you actually present the fact, that is more like hating or being some sort of American
Asshole.
defender. You have to, the way you attack the Joshua team, you should be attacking the Wilder team the same way. You show passion when you go on Joshua, but you don't show that same passion when you go on Wilder. You got to be fair with both of them. The way business is conducted.
Wilder wants to fight.
Hey, Herbie, can I interrupt for one moment? Can I interrupt for one moment?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
We're gonna use Matt's word. That is disingenuous to say when I specifically take my listeners' questions to Deontay Wilder. So my bias that you say exists, I would not bring your unbiased question and present it to him with your name for years. So you, my friend, are wrong because I can say whatever I want out of my mouth, but I still represent. Wait a minute. I'm not even done. Okay, go ahead.
No, you don't have to be done. Don't call me unbiased because I don't call often. Don't call me unbiased.
That's not a mean thing to call someone.
You can't say that. You can't.
I said you. I said you are unbiased. No. You understand what that means? I said you're unbiased. I said unbiased.
My first language is French. So go ahead.
Well, yeah, no. Being biased is what you are
calling Ness.
Criticizing me. Being unbiased is what you say.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, being unbiased is what you say Matt is, which is neutral.
Matt is. Exactly.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That I still take the neutral questions from the public,
okay,
and present them to Deontay Wilder
and Eddie Hearn and anyone else.
Eddie Hearn via your name specifically.
Patreon questions are a thing.
No,
because I listened to the interview with Eddie Hearn. That wasn't for asking questions. That was making suggestions. I'm sorry.
He's playing the antagonist, man. He's playing. He had to.
I suggest.
Very quickly, Hervey. Very quickly, Hervey. Let me interject here very quickly, Hervey.
Let me ask a quick question. Is Twitter considered in a legal, in the eyes of the law, as a platform that you can use to reply to an offer?
It's not considered formal.
In a sense, but like Matt said, it's not a formal acceptance, but yeah, it's some form of acceptance. But we've seen on Twitter and other forms of social media fights get accepted and then not happen.
It's not binding. It's not legally binding.
Well, sorry,
but Hervey, that is your time, brother. Thanks for calling in. And just to repeat what Matt said, it's not legally binding because you accepted on Twitter. We're going to go out to the 505-459. 505-459.
Yo, I'm on the Bossy Voice, baby.
First time caller.
Are you a first-time caller?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and play this first-time caller intro, brother. After I do that, let the world know your name and where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Chris, the motherfucker Garcia from Albuquerque, New Mexico, baby, home of Johnny Tapia, Eddie Hearn, Bob Foster. What's up?
Chris, we're happy to have you, but we're going to need you to get off speakerphone because you sound horrible, brother. We can barely hear you, and if we can't hear you, nobody around the world can hear you.
Yeah, I'm not on speakerphone.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and rock out with it. Talk to us, brother. Clock's ticking.
Yeah, man. No, I was just calling in and just listening to the show. Finally got a day off and shit. But anyway, there's some shit that on both sides I don't like. You know what I mean? You got that stupid fucking whatchamacallit, the ultimatum. I'm kind of in agreement with Matt. I think it's just posturing on both ends. I think they're gonna hash it out, but who knows when that's gonna happen. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, brother. We're just giving you the floor. You know, we give everybody a minute and 30 seconds to get it off their chests.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I think the fight's going to happen. I just don't know when. And I think it's just both the promoters are kind of dropping the ball right now. But, you know, I kind of dig that Eddie Hearn's kind of been pulling up on everybody on some gangster shit, or at least that's what's perceived, you know, because he's willing to talk to everybody. But, you know, I don't know. I hope it happens this year, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, all right, brother. Chris Garcia, thank you for calling in, brother, all the way from New Mexico. And just want to say, shout out to you because we actually know another Chris Garcia from Canada. You know, best wishes to Chris out in Canada, our friend out there. We're going to head on to the Skype machine and go to Taylor. Leon, talk to us, brother. First time calling in. Obviously, your name is Taylor, but where you calling in from, Taylor? Taylor? Do you know your screen name? Taylor TL.
Can you hear me, Ness?
We hear you now. Where you calling in from, my friend?
Yeah, calling in from London, man.
All right, go for it.
So, you know, you can call me AJ Protector now if you like, but I think I'm pretty unbiased. I just think that Shelly needs to get a little bit more stick than you're giving him. I feel that really, like, the biggest obstacle that's been laid out has been by him. Like, Eddie's here now in New York. This is the closest time for them to make the fight, and Shelly's the one that's saying this is unreasonable. If Shelly really wants this as much as Deontay's saying, you know, they can negotiate this. They can meet up on the Thursday or the Friday like they were planned to, and then they could have had this. I don't think that, you know, if Eddie was the one saying, oh, it's unreasonable, we can't meet up until you accept a financial offer that, you know, nobody has seen the details on, I don't think that's reasonable.
But what about
So
the email?
Think, you know,
what about the email from Shelly detailing the last time they did business together with Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, which Shelly was a part of, and the negotiations and offer and even contract went identical to this? What is your answer?
Yeah, no, it's all cool, like him saying all that, and I'm not saying that what Eddie's saying is perfect and what Shelly's saying is imperfect. All I'm saying is that, you know, I think that while they're in the same country, while it's most likely that this is going to be the best chance for them to get it together, to give them the ultimatum and say, oh no, unless you accept this fight blind or this prize money blind, then I'm not going to meet with you. I think that's a big handicap, and I think, you know, I do feel that people in the US, because I do find this show often the US callers are quite biased, which is understandable. UK callers are biased for the same reason. People are patriotic. I get that. But, you know, I just feel that even the US callers are sort of moving a little bit towards...
hold on, Taylor. Hey, JP.
AJ side.
Hold on a minute, Taylor. Who is this guy right here? You about to get hung up on, my friend.
Somebody's breathing
Jason,
heavy.
turn your mic off, player. Until we go to you, please, everyone remain on mute other than the person we are speaking to. Thank you. Taylor, continue.
Yeah, thanks. So, I'm just saying, you know, we all really want this fight to happen. We all really thought that the best way for this fight to happen is for Shelly and Eddie to meet up. And I think saying that they can't meet up unless he agrees to the financial bid or the 50 million, I just think that's not good business sense. I think you've all kind of touched upon that, but I really think that that's the biggest obstacle right now, because if they had met up, then we wouldn't have Eddie saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're agreeing to. I've got these TV rights. I've got the legal things. You know, they have to agree to stuff, but they can't just agree before they've met up.
Well, Taylor, see, for all those people who think I'm biased, I gave you a full 3 minutes when I said I was only giving 1:30. I gave you a full 3 just because you was from the UK. We wanted to have a little more, you know, authentic UK opinions about this topic, but typical UK opinion. You agree with what Eddie says. No, he agrees with everything Eddie says.
No, he made sense.
He made complete sense.
Everyone makes sense, but he still believes Eddie.
I don't think he necessarily
Not
said
that he
that.
doesn't believe. It's the fact that he didn't meet up. That's the big issue in this.
I mean, look, I have a problem with that too, though, Taylor. I mean, I said that to Eddie, like, but I want Eddie also to be willing to meet up, you know? And the way that he can do that is by replying and accepting to that 50 mil. Yeah, we want that money. Could we sit down?
I think Taylor said it perfectly that Eddie Hearns is not perfect and Shelly Finkel is not imperfect. Like, both sides are playing at egos. Both sides are posturing. Both sides are
posturing.
Both sides are in the media all the time, making this shit public, which I think could be hurting and, you know, hampering the negotiation process. It could be.
I got two hot comments coming from the. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think this is obviously early days because you always hear a lot of noise. It's when it goes quiet, you don't. That's when shit's happening, and that's when I think you get close to like fights getting sorted out. When it goes all quiet, that's when stuff's happening behind the scenes, I think. But for two sides that apparently both really want it, they seem to be both doing stupid shit that looks crap, you know, just not happening.
I swear, sometimes when I squint and tilt my head sideways, you almost look like Spike O'Sullivan.
No, he doesn't.
Minus the tash and
he does, man.
No, he does not.
Oh, I thought you said he does.
No, that's racist.
I would have taken the Triple G.
Not all of us look alike, Ness. Okay.
You're official. Yo, that was good. Look, I wanted to mention these comments from Joel Jackson.
Your favorite number one fan.
Matt, the only one who gives any substance to this channel. That's how he sounds. Look, Carlton.
Yo, don't hate on Carlton. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air status.
Nest is still recovering from the beating Eddie given him. You know he talks like that because he said Eddie. Oh, he said gave him. Damn. I wanted it to be given him. So it could be UK.
No, we say gave as well.
Oh, well, I wanted to put an accent on it, Rob.
Okay.
Ed Brown, don't be a party pooper like Rob here.
Of course not. I wanted to say appreciate the interview, Ness. It was a great interview. And anybody that says that you're biased when it comes to those interviews, don't listen to when you talk to Wilder, because when he decided not to go over to the UK, he questioned him pretty thoroughly. So the problem with a lot of people is they only want to listen to the videos and stuff that they want to listen to. The reason that Matt's getting so much love today is because he's taking the adversary position on the other side. But I've seen him take both sides. You know, I've seen him fight the argument for both sides. You know, people need to just open their minds and really understand what a debate is. And just because a guy agrees with you today, he can't be the greatest. And then when he disagrees with you tomorrow, you swear he's the worst person on the planet. I mean, just that's all there is to it. But like I said, I've seen this go both ways. At the end of the day, this is all down to control. And I think Eddie is threatened by this situation of that they came up with some money that in his mind was impossible. He said this was a $40 million fight in the UK. And with them to bring up that type of finances and basically try to push them out of the A-side position, that's what it's all about. I just hope Joshua steps up and just makes a choice that this could be for his whole career one of the biggest decisions he ever makes and goes ahead and puts the fight in. The only difference I think between like this and Mayweather when he did it was I think Mayweather was supremely confident that he was going to win, and I don't think Anthony Joshua feels that way. All right, guys. Thank you, and you guys have a good day.
Ed, man, thank
Ed.
you for calling in, brother. Thank you for waiting there patiently. I'm gonna go out to my man B. Paulie, one of our patrons. Go ahead, B. Paulie. What up?
What up? Hello?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, shit, hold on. Wait. Okay, I had the video playing in the background. What up, though, man? What up, Nance? What's good, man? TBV.
What up, B? How you doing?
What up, man? Y'all there?
We're here.
We're here, man.
Yeah.
We feel that energy.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that Patreon package, man. Y'all looking out. Anybody who ain't subscribed on Patreon, go do that shit right, goddamn. Now I'm telling you. Send me the package in the mail. I appreciate it. Hey, look, I wore that TBV shirt to the bar the other night. My pecs was all showing. The chicks was feeling on me. They was like, damn. So shout out to TBV, man. Shout out to TBV. But look, as far as that interview, Ness, you was throwing haymakers, man. You was throwing haymakers. Now, Eddie Hearn did do a little bit of Floyd shoulder roll, and he came with that overhand right and hit you a couple times, but you ain't hit the ground. I think you came out on top of that interview. But it is good business. It is good marketing. As long as y'all got a good relationship, that's what's up.
Let me tell you, for all those people out there, right? I'll be honest. I came home and told the guys.
He didn't want to post it.
I thought I lost.
He was like, "I'm so sad."
I said, "Yo, he did better." He like
it was you versus like three of them. It was you versus like 3 or 4. So it was 1v3, 1v4. Dude, you won. I mean, at the end of the day, you made noise.
You know, I didn't even look at it that way.
1v3.
I didn't look at it that way. You're right. Matthew Macklin jumped in, and so did Demetrius Salita. Everybody wanted a piece of the nest.
You wanted someone to back you up and go, no, actually, Eddie, Nez is right, but they all went with Eddie.
No, man,
I heard R2D2. I didn't hear you.
You know what happened was, man, I didn't have this email. If I would have had this email to know that Eddie and Shelly have already done business together, to know that they have already done Joshua's biggest fight in his career. This means nothing more than posturing. When you already done business to make the Vladimir AJ, even know never privy to everything. I didn't know that. It don't even make sense. Like, this entire thing makes no sense now, knowing that both of those men have already sat down to do business in the past, big business in the past.
Right. Now, Pete, as far as you being biased, listen, that's someone that's biased. He ain't biased. He has his own way of thinking, but he still can step outside of himself and present evidence on the opposite side. So y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Matt, he be on the tip too. He snap too, but they all feed off each other and they got balance on the show. So shout out to TBV. I rock with TBV. And Rob, what's up, man? You UK guys be killing me with this proper shit. What is y'all talking about proper? See, we don't even use words like that over here. Over here in the US, y'all love our swag. Y'all wish y'all can be improper. Y'all wish y'all can be talk that slang like we talk. That's why y'all love it. Y'all envious. And that's why
Whoa.
Shit, he said
he was going in body shots.
He said he had pecs.
Yo, that felt like a Rocky moment when they, Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was going to say, I wish, he said he had pecs. I wish I had pecs. Forget swag. I just wish I had pecs.
No, it's true, though. I remember the days like when we were like really working out and those Patreon shirts first come in. They do make you look official if you're working out.
And then we stopped working out.
We stopped working
out, and it's just like, maybe I shouldn't be wearing this one.
Shout out to Border Wars.
I had it on when I was with Eddie, and I'm like, wow, it doesn't look the way it looked.
No,
like,
it doesn't, Ness. No, it does not.
I keep telling myself I got to get back in the gym. All right, so wait a minute. We got a bunch of
people.
Whoa.
We got a boomeranger that boomerang back in, so we have to go back to him, obviously.
Oh, stainless.
Yo, what up?
What up?
They did.
Okay, so first off, I had to go back and watch the interview. I watched the other one with Adam Sperber. Man, I remember Adam more from the party. And whatever that restaurant was he went to after the Thurman Garcia.
Yayos.
And he need to, that shit was live too. But he need to take a couple shots before he do an interview, because he was just like, you know what I'm saying, like really unbiased, like kind of just giving Eddie the entire floor to speak, which makes me chime back in. Thank you, Ness, for actually asking them hardcore ass questions. Being able to take the brunt punches
of a motherfucker saying that you got your head so deep up water head that you can't, that you deluded, but still being able to come back with straight facts. You know what I'm saying? And still being able to ask the questions that I would ask as a fan. You know what I'm saying? You know, you do that and y'all do that as a platform all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's one reason why I'm TBV for life. That's one reason why I always push please, well, you know, why I always push the thumbs up and put that in the comment to make sure that I know that I watched that video and let everybody else know that I did too. It's a reason that I'm a Patreon subscriber, and I've been one for shit damn near a year now, I'm pretty sure. And why I will continue to be. I just want to say thank you for that. And Eddie Hearn was on that bullshit. You could see him backpedaling a little. But he, as y'all both stated, you know what I'm saying, you're doing what you're supposed to do and he's doing what he's supposed to do. And as I told you before, if not for y'all doing that interview where Wilder and Finkel and Fury called in while Hearn was doing his interview, we wouldn't have what we have right now. Because
that is the only meeting between Shelly Finkel and Eddie Hearn is on our show. That is the only meeting. Because when Shelly Finkel met Barry Hearn,
little YouTube channel.
When Shelly Finkel met Barry Hearn, Eddie was not there. The only meeting that is out there is actually on public record on our show.
And Matt, I texted you earlier, and that's I've texted you several times before, man. Fight teams and live media, live media broadcast networks watch and listen to your show. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear them make references to stuff that I just heard listening to it or calling in on before. So, you know, take pride in that, man. And if nothing else, if my $40 and everybody else is 40, 35, 15, and $1, whatever they donate Patreon ain't enough, then know that what you're doing, I appreciate that shit, man. And y'all just keep doing that shit, man. Be the team y'all are. Thanks, man. Please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, man. Peace.
Stainless. Matt, why you got Nashville? I don't know.
He's from Detroit, but he lives in Nashville now. That is why.
You said the word now. I don't know.
Yes.
All right. So we were going to Skype because there was a bunch of people here. We got, I don't know who was next. I'm going to go with Stefan. You've been waiting a long time, Stefan. What's going on, brother? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from London.
Uh-oh. Sorry to keep you waiting, brother. It's pretty late over there or what?
No problem. Nice. 11:15 at night.
Oh, no, it's still early, man. You're young. Go for it.
Right. Just want to make a few points. I see a lot of people saying a lot of stuff about Anthony Joshua. And yeah, I am an AJ protector. But I feel that in terms of the business that they're trying to handle here, this take it or leave it 24 hours is a bit harsh. I think that, you know, they should have at least met up. They had Thursday and Friday to meet each other. And another point that I'd like to make is that the point you made about the numbers that Danny Jacobs is making in Barclays, when he made the reference to
Wilder selling tickets.
Yeah, to Wilder selling tickets. Now, to be fair, if you can actually compare Wilder, who is heavyweight champion,
but that's the thing, we can't
compared to Danny.
We can't, bro. Think about it. Jacobs has been on primetime television longer than Wilder. Yo, Jacobs was so fast. What happened?
He's on HBO.
Yeah, no, not only, but he was on HBO before Wilder. He had premium HBO building years ago when he had braids in his hair, brother. And then on top of that, he had the cancer story. And remember, before Eddie Hearn signed him, he said, "These Americans don't know how to do it." Danny Jacobs sells himself. He sells himself. Wait till I sign him. He signed him, and he's selling less tickets than with Al Haymon. And I'm not doing this to Danny for it to be son against him. It's Eddie with the hypocrisy.
Yeah, but he's going to be boosted sooner or later. But what I don't understand is, like, I love this show. Yeah, I've started listening to you guys like a few months. I've listened to a few other Americans shows like yourself, but I find this one to be the best. But you do defend Wilder quite a bit, Ness, and sometimes it's actually it's
all
good
right.
as well.
So let me see something. What was your name again? I want to address you properly. Stefan, let me ask you something. Like you said, you're into this. You listen to these types of shows. I defend Wilder a lot. How many others? How many others are there like me?
You're not as bad as Boxing Ego though. I had to delete that site because he just really puts his tongue deep in. He does. He does. He really.
Yo, you guys come up with some stuff, bro.
Yeah, I need a break.
Oh mate, I think he wants to be Wilder's boyfriend. It's unbelievable. And the facts and arguments that he brings forward is ludicrous. Well, come on, Eddie Hearn is there. He wants to make the fight. They want to make the fight. Come on.
So wait a minute, Stefan. Do you believe that Eddie would rather make $100 million fighting Povetkin, Pulev,
White,
Miller?
That's 100. That's 100. He can get 100 off of those. Come on.
Okay, that's only 100.
You can get 100 off of that.
Do you pick any of those guys to beat AJ?
I don't really.
Exactly. So that's $100 million
reasons.
That's $100 million plus it's 4 gigantic AJ like 78,000 seat sold arena promotion, bro. Fireworks, the white AJ robe. It's amazing.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, even in the UK want to see Joshua versus Wilder. That's the bottom line. That's what we want to see.
Listen, but Stefan, you know that all those fights are still proper. They're still no one.
Stefan, very quickly. Remember, everyone in the world wanted Triple G Canelo. Everyone, whether you're Mexican, Kazakhstani, black, white, it did not matter where you were. You wanted that fight, and it still took 2 more years than it should have.
That's because that was because of De La Hoya. But I believe he wants it.
But in Ness's defense, Eddie's the De La Hoya in this situation potentially.
Nah, I wouldn't say so.
He is the A side promoter. That means he has all the cards on his side.
Listen, I believe that offer that they've made to Eddie Hearn has as much beef in it as a veggie burger. There's nothing in it. It's nonsense. There is no meat in that offer.
Why? Why do you say that? Eddie doesn't say that. Eddie doesn't even say that. Eddie says he trusts the money's there.
Yeah, it's easy to say the money. Like I said on one of your other things, I said, listen, I could tell a girl I'm going to come and meet her and I've got a 12-inch dick. But until she's got it in her hand, it's just a claim.
Yeah, don't cut off any of your penis, mate, for anybody.
But my friend, listen, that's not how boxing is done. You don't get paid up front. You got to fight to get paid. It's after the bell rings. So all that about her having your cock in her hand, it doesn't happen till after you fight.
Yeah, but Eddie Hearn made a very...
but listen, I've let you go longer than 3 minutes because guess what? I'm being unbiased to the UK listeners, right?
And the UK listeners are coming in with some nice energy, being friendly.
Yeah, they're at least friendly, you're right,
Yeah, I think he could leave
come in respectfully with some good points.
We're gonna spice things up with an alumni. Long time.
I know.
They call me Black Superman.
Black Superman on speaker. What's up?
What's going on? Give me 1 second. Let me take this off, bro.
Come on, Black Superman. You are OG, man.
I got them golden retriever ears.
Black Superman.
That's on hold, bro.
All right, because you definitely chewed up like 30 semi-seconds.
Way to go.
All right, remember, we got first-time callers out here, and anybody on Skype, you must mute yourself. So my man with the Sultan icon here, Mosamo,
close enough, Ness. Close enough.
I'm fucking up your name, Mo. Sultan with the Sultan. Yeah, mute yourself though, Mo, because you're ruining it for everybody. It's all your fault, Mo.
Oh, yeah.
You're still not on mute, Mo. Right. We're gonna go out to possibly first-time caller. So if you're a first-time caller, let us know. We're gonna say your, a couple of digits from your phone number, and then hey, let us know. We play this first-time caller intro. Let the world know where you're calling from, and we keep it moving. 469. Is that Canada? 223. 469-223. Who? First-time caller?
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller. I'm calling out of Dallas. This Banks.
Banks. Oh, I was going to play the intro, but you just introduced yourself. So Banks from Dallas. Talk to us.
Say, man, first of all, you guys got a great show, man. I listen all the time, but decided today to finally call in. But, they just gone on just call it how it is, man. This Eddie Hearn and this Shelly shit, man. I mean, this is just silly, man. That's what it comes down to. Let's take the fighters out of this, man. It's all on the promoters right now at this point. They trying to play. First, it was Eddie Hearn wanted to be his way, then say my way or the highway with the 12.5 mil. Then Shelly and them come back with the 50 million. You got this time frame to get back. They all want to be the big dog in this situation. When, man, the big dog don't even matter in this situation because the big dog is going to be found out at the end of that fight. So what they need to do is just get a grip on this, man, and just get it together. Eddie Hearn, I know he want to milk Joshua for as much as he can before he get his ass knocked out, and I ain't being biased. What I'm just seeing is for the fight. I'm saying, of course, Joshua got better skills. Of course he do. But all it takes is that one punch, and I don't see that Joshua can go a number of rounds, I'm saying about 5, without getting hit with that punch. And when he get hit with that punch, he ain't gonna get up like he got up from Klitschko. You best believe that. It ain't gonna happen. So if Eddie Hearn and Shelly just step their egos out to the side, this fight will get done. I mean, it can get done before this weekend is over. And everybody be surprised with some breaking news.
Banks, thanks for calling in, my friend. We're going to go back out to Skype. We got, who was it? Javier, talk to me.
What's up?
What
Hey,
up?
man, I'm tired of people. I mean, Eddie always on his bullshit. That's normal. But, I mean, he need to come with his facts a little better. He said something like, what about something about Alabama? Tired of people talking about Alabama. I mean, Alabama has, with Deontay, 3 of the best heavyweights ever then. You got Vander Holyfield, Joe Louis, and Deontay Wilder. So, I mean, that's why Alabama matters in boxing. And I feel like Danny Jacobs, he's not a draw. So, I mean, you were right about that fact. I mean, Danny Jacobs, if you look at the numbers that actually matter now, social media, he has 110,000 followers. Deontay has almost 1 million now. So, I mean, Deontay has a following. He has over 1 million views on... Bomb Squad! He gets over 1 million views on Showtime. So, I mean, this shit saying he don't have a following or there's no draw to him just doesn't make sense to me. And, I mean, he makes sense when he says he wants them to accept the offer. All he said was accept it. You asked for 50 million, and he offered 50 million. So, how you going to say, well, I like the offer, but let's talk in person. Now, motherfuckers say you accept, and then they'll talk in person. 50 million, that's what you want. So I just don't see why he keep towing the line and then trying to back off. So he just want to milk AJ till he fucking the wheels fall off. So whatever. Fuck it.
True.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. The funny thing is,
what's funny now?
I think
there's
that,
a lot of things that are funny.
I know. I just think that I would probably be the only one, like me and a handful, right? Because I don't want anyone getting offensive and shit. Me and a handful of people would be the only ones like going bat shit if AJ just fought Povetkin next. It's like, nah, we fighting our mandatory. We want to keep the title. It's like Povetkin. It's like, boom, fought him. 6 months later, fucking Pulev, gotta fight him. Fought him. You know? It's time to come to America.
Big Baby Miller. Fuck it. Oh, it's an American. Ah, he beat an American. Ah, he beat an American. Gotta fight him. Like, we wouldn't be mad. Though there's still proper opponents. I'm not even fucking stunting. Like,
oh, you mean like when the time comes on fight night, we would get hyped for all those fights. We would.
Hell yeah. Like,
we would.
We're gonna do a show like, oh, is he ducking because he took the Alexander Povetkin fight instead of paying step aside money to do the unification? But then the fight happens, and we're gonna be doing a live fight chat. Like, oh shit, you know, that's the way it is, bro. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, when sorry not to interrupt you, Rob, but when Mayweather and Pacquiao took all the fights in between when they were negotiating for 6 years, they still did 1 million plus pay-per-views. They still did 2 million plus pay-per-views. Public didn't care. They still bought their fucking shows.
That's what Eddie has to be telling Joshua. Bob Arum and Pacquiao did this for years. You and AJ, you and Wilder, this just happened. It just happened. Let it marinate, baby.
Now, I'll be honest, though. I would not be as hyped for Wilder Brazil just because I think Brazil needs a couple more fights before he gets back in the title contention. But you're biased. It's okay.
No. I mean, because of the beef.
I'm not sold on the beef yet. Because I'm not sold on Brazil being an actual threat to Wilder. Like I don't see Brazil's a lumbering tall guy, non-athletic.
I'm with Matt on this one. Brazil needs
90 seconds.
He needs a couple more guys to show that because he's still like, yo, Izuna was banging him up. He just did better.
I mean, how many more guys does he need? He's fought the highest the highest level heavyweight.
And lost.
He needs to beat Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller. If he can beat Big Baby.
Or Dylan White. If he beat Dylan White.
Ah man, Dylan White.
Well, if he beat Dylan. What?
Luke Brown or Lucas Brown?
Yeah, he beat the White Rhino.
Okay, who's Brazil's biggest win?
I mean, look, you're right.
Who's Big Baby's biggest win, man? Who's Povetkin's biggest win?
Oh, you're right. It's a good fight.
Come on, B.
I don't know, man.
Sound like Mike Tyson right now. I don't know, man.
I'm not that high. Like, his claim to fame is that he has this country. So,
And
Rob, you gotta get in here, Rob. You can't.
Well, I don't want to interrupt because everyone gets wound up.
You're letting your UK characteristics.
I was waiting for the casual gap.
They're like Canadians. They're like Canadians. They're too nice. They're too nice.
Fuck that. Shut the fuck up, all of you. Shut up.
There we go. There we go.
That's jump in.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think we could have just skipped that entire section if they would have just gone and had a meeting. So, but I see your point. Eddie might be saying that, but I think AJ's team want it. They do want it. They said, let's go and meet up. And they said, no, not unless you sign the paperwork. Fucking shit. You know what I mean? So, but if, like you say, if we get Povetkin next, we're going to watch it. Thousands will turn up to watch AJ in a stadium. Millions or a million or whatever will buy it on pay-per-view. The show goes on, and yeah, I guess in the end, it all makes it bigger. The only danger is one of these two guys loses in the meantime.
Very quickly, obviously, Brazil's in the media saying that the fight is pretty much done with Wilder. Obviously, unnamed sources are telling us that is not official. That fight is not done.
But your name's Matt Hunter. We all know your name.
Happening.
That is what we have been hearing. That fight is not happening.
That fight got a 12-month expiration date.
So hopefully we don't get a Brazil fight, please.
So when the offer came,
I wouldn't understand that. Like, if you're not gonna fight Anthony Joshua,
it has to be Dylan White.
Not be Brazil next. You need to go fight Dylan White.
So if this isn't going to happen, if AJ isn't going to happen this year, what is next for Wilder, do you think? Because the plan wasn't it Lou DiBella say when this offer first came out and it broke that they were looking at the end of the year. So was he not going to fight until the end of the year?
No, I remember both promoters.
You don't take a fight in between a big fight.
If the fight doesn't happen, I remember both sides saying they're going to take summer fights, like August fights. So that's probably what would happen. Whether it be Povetkin in the UK or Big Baby and Barclays, has yet to be determined. And for obviously Deontay Wilder, I mean, obviously we're hearing it's not Brazil, but Brazil's obviously an option because he's a mandatory, or he can take a voluntary and take Dylan White.
Yeah, we like to talk.
So Robbie, who you want to see fight if this fight doesn't go through on time? I mean, who would you want Wilder to fight?
Dylan White.
Yeah, I think Dylan White I don't see the point of building yourself up to be the number one contender in the ranking. You become number one, and then suddenly they say, "Oh, actually, we quite like our champion to face Brazil." And then you and Luis Ortiz have to have an eliminator, even though you're number one. You have to fight again to be number one. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit bullshit to me.
They call me biased, but I've been consistent. You know, before Eddie was pushing the Dillian Whyte, I wanted Dillian Whyte for Wilder because I feel like beating Dillian Whyte out there forces the issue. Those UK fans that see that, they're gonna want the fight, and they're gonna spread the word. And nothing is deadlier than, word of mouth. Because word of mouth in this day and age goes via, social media, telephone calls, everything, bro. Like, people tell people. And I think that's what he needs to do. They both, and by they, I mean, Anthony Joshua's team and Wilder's team are both using the term smoke him out. That's really how you do it. You go start bodying his competition. That's what I've said before. Like, if you ain't going to fight Anthony, well, you got to fight 4 times this year. You need to take out everybody that's sexy enough for Anthony to have a pay-per-view in the UK with. Take them out ASAP. Make a hit list. Dylan, knock him off. Oh, shit, Big Baby still out there undefeated? Give me that O before Anthony Joshua come to the U.S. and get it. Oh, Brazil? Give him no, Joshua did him already. Who was next? Povetkin. Yeah. Get Povetkin next. Get him next before Anthony Joshua can get him. That's the only way.
He can try and get his money back.
There's no more boogeymen. We thought one guy, like, look, we literally just said 5 names that no one is picking to beat Anthony Joshua. Like, before Luis Ortiz lost, it wasn't like that. We at least thought Luis could beat Wilder or Joshua. Now it's over. Only these 2 men are a threat to each other in our eyes. So to prolong this just makes no sense other than marination. And if it's that, say it's that.
If Anthony Joshua showed up, to fight in the U.S., would the UK show up? With all the support?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, bro. 30,000 people came with Ricky Hatton, bro. Imagine what's going to come with that guy. 30,000 came with welterweight,
non-gold medalist,
drunk in the street Ricky Hatton. Imagine
legend.
This golden child fucking, Anthony Joshua. He's like cookie cutter perfect. Like, he's lifting women. He's lifting Spice Girls on TV. He's doing all types of things. This guy, look.
He's out there.
Look, we got a lot of callers again. We're going to get through this on some drive-by shit. We're really going to give everybody that minute and 30. I'm going to really do the minute and 30, and I'm even bringing out the cut it. I don't care about your feelings. Cut it is just
some OG sound bites right there. That made me so happy.
Your time is over when you get to cut it. All right. So who's next?
And first time callers, just tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then just go into your call.
You don't even gotta say what's up. You don't even gotta be like, yo, what's up, man?
We know what's up.
If you do, just say it in passing, like, all right, what's up, guys? What's up, panel? Look, it's my give it to me.
Yes.
Like 6ix9ine.
High energy too, like Georgie says.
Like Georgie says, high energy. Let's go. Yes! Let's wake up. We've been on here for what? Hours here.
And we still have, the live fight chat and a media reaction tonight for the HBO Daniel Jacobs card.
What are you talking about? I ain't doing all that work. Yo, shout out to the guy that commented and said he hates the air horns. Hit him, Matt.
You hate the air horns? Who gives a fuck?
929-204. 929-204. Talk to me. First time caller. First time caller.
Going once, going twice, gone.
All right, he is gone. 510-224. 510-224. First time caller.
First time caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Hey, what up, TVP? This is Jesse J from the Bay.
All right, shout out to the Bay Area. Matt?
Actually, do y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, we do.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
really, it all boils down to just one simple question. What does Shelly Finkel mean when he says all he has to do is agree? What does that mean? Let's unpack that. Does it mean just him going on Twitter or any social media site and saying, yes, I agree?
I'm pretty sure that means replying to the email and saying, yes, we agree to the financial terms. Let's sit down and work out all the details.
Okay, exactly. So, you know how sometimes you're talking with someone who's kind of iffy, you don't really know what they want to do. Sometimes they're ducky, they're kind of flaky. You just say, hey, just give me a yes or no. They go, or yeah. Like, no. Just say yes or no. I just want a yes or no, then we can move forward. If that's all it is, then I have to ask people like Robbie from the UK, like, why aren't you angry that, like, why are you happy with that? The fact that he's ducking a simple yes. You get what I mean? Like, when you go ask a girl to go out on a date or something like that, I'll use this analogy. You ask her, you say, hey, you want to go out to dinner? And she has to say yes or no. Now, the minor stipulations, like where it's going to be, what you're going to eat, what time it's going to be, what you're going to wear, those things are hashed out after they establish.
Fucking amazing. I got to cut you off. That's what I do best. Amazing fucking analogy. We've been trying to get analogies for this all night, and we haven't done it.
That was the best one. That was the best analogy. Yep.
You have done it right. That was done well, bro. You're right about that. You hash out the detail. She got to say yes first, baby. Then we working with a date. I like that.
Good analogy.
But did he give her 24 seconds to answer?
Where you're going to eat?
Oh, Robbie.
Yo, Robbie is the one-line. Yo, you're going to go down as a legend for one-liners.
Yo,
oh, my God.
No, hold on. Jesse has to respond to that.
Hold
on, Jesse, you have to respond to that. Do you give the girl 24-hour notice or 24-hour like ultimatum? You have to tell me yes or no by this time.
What you mean 24-hour notice? They supposed to let you know right then and there, or you walk away.
Which is true.
Else. That's how it goes.
Which is true.
Matt, Anthony Joshua's playing hard to get.
Yeah, he's playing hard to get, Matt, because if you invite a girl to dinner and she's like, well, let me get back to you, you're going to be like, damn.
Oh, she doesn't want it. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't want the date.
Oh, this analogy's amazing.
You're right. No, Jesse has it locked. I'm sorry, Rob. You lost this one.
Jesse.
Yeah, but if it's going to cost her $50 million to go to dinner.
Where were you, Jesse, a week ago to give me this ammunition in my interview? Yes, this is a beautiful.
I felt like I was on Dr. Phil for a second.
Fuck, man. I wish. Oh, my God. It makes me want to go to the fight, bro.
I don't never.
Listen.
I'm actually going to send this to Adam. He's at the fight. He's at the fight. Oh, my God. I'm going to send this to Adam.
But what if you're looking around and you see some other girls that you might like to ask for dinner as well?
I had to because I keep seeing the UK people make a big deal out of saying a simple yes. Like, is there something more to it? Is it legally binding? Is it something they can't back out of if you said yes? Because that's what leads me to believe what they lead me to believe when they say, "Oh man, you got to do all that." Well, what's all that? If it's just a simple yes, y'all clearly ducking. Because I'll say yes. If somebody say, "Hey, here's a bag of money. You want it?" Yeah, I want it.
Wilder didn't say yes when he was offered a big bag of money.
Then I'm gonna say, yeah, fucking want it. All you got to do is come in this room to get it. That's all I got to do. I'm gonna go to the room and get it. Yeah, I want that money. And the funny thing is that when I go back to the date analogy, what time, where you're going to be, those things, those minor, quote unquote, minor stipulations are set after the person says yes. Well, I was watching a video with Eddie Hearn and he said, yeah, 50 mil. Yeah, that's quote unquote very interesting, but we just got to hash out minor stipulations. So it's like, dude, are you holding this up for the minor stipulations? Do you want the 50 million or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, the 50 million is there, it's in the bag. They can show it to you. All you have to do is say, yes, I want to dance. You want that money? Go get that money.
Great
Very
call,
quick,
Jesse.
right? What is the difference between Eddie Hearn saying, yeah, we're really interested in this offer, let's go and meet up, or yes, we agreed to the money, let's go and meet up? It's the same fucking thing. They're still going to hash out details of it. If it's not legally binding, him saying, yeah, I'm interested, or yes, we'd like that. Let's talk about it.
But Ness has a point. Ness has a point when it says, has there been a reply to Shelly Finkel from Eddie Hearn saying, yes, we agree to the financial offer? If there's never been a actual reply to Shelly and just in media, apparently there has, but we haven't seen that. We've seen emails from Shelly. We've hey, that's
Shelly's the only one sending out emails to press,
and that's a bad thing. That's called transparency.
I'm just saying that if people are sending emails to each other, there's some people saying you shouldn't be doing it on social media, but
Eddie's already in social media doing this, so it doesn't matter. Just because you're sending email or discussing in public with your words, there's no difference. You're discussing it in media. You're discussing it on YouTube channels.
There has been.
Okay, then let's see it. Then where is it, Eddie?
Why is it? Listen,
you guys already.
That is the point of this.
Make it public on media. If he really was answering back, you'd go on your IG or whatever you want to do, Twitter, say, okay, let's go. I don't know what's going on.
You take a screenshot of the email and say, well, Shelly, you're incorrect because I have replied to you. That is exactly what you would do. There's nothing wrong with that. Why is there that's not innately bad business. That's the business of boxing.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's been on YouTube channel saying he has replied and said, yeah, we're interested. Let's meet up. And they said, no, we're not meeting up. It's not going to be productive.
That could be hearsay.
Again, we don't know that. We don't know. We've never seen a reply.
It's only ever hearsay when it's someone.
It's not hearsay. It's we don't have enough information. That's what it is. Because we have
Eddie under the bus because of it, because we haven't got that information.
I'm not saying throw him under the bus. I'm saying, Eddie, let me see the email. Let me see the reply. Because right now all I see is
emails right up here.
All I see is Shelly Finkel's emails. He's presenting facts.
Ask him. You've got his number. Say, can you put out your email as well?
You want me to call Eddie right now? Do you want me to?
We could keep peeling back
with the
layers on the onion.
I mean, come on.
It might be a little busy
right now because it's his job to put it out. But according to him, he says we don't negotiate in the media. Yet I sit down in front of IFL and basically say anything and everything about the negotiation
that was leaked.
We gotta wrap this shit up. It's going so long and there's so many callers. I just notify Adam, who's on his way to the Daniel Jacobs fight for TBB. And
he called the analogy.
And we've given him Jesse's analogy. That's fucking right. And guess what? Rob is saying that because he's sweating. He's like, damn, that's a damn good analogy.
It was a good one. But I had enough to come back with.
24 seconds. I mean, come on.
All right, 2.4.
I know. All right. So we got a lot of people. Remember, we're doing 1.5 minute. We're doing cut it. We got to get Chip out of here. And we're doing that now. We're going to go to the 929-204. 929-204. First time caller?
We already went to 929. They did not pick up.
Okay. We're going to Vernon in San Diego. Talk to us.
Hey, what up, TBV? Been a minute. But, well, let me make this quick. I'm a Wilder fan, and I've been arguing with guys in my Facebook group for days now. But when I take a step back and think about this is good for the sport, man. I appreciate you guys and all these other channels just pumping this stuff out. There's people in California talking about this fight. Like this is gonna matter in a minute. So once again, shouts out to you guys, man. Go Deontay Wilder. You got that wake up naked power. So get ready. And shouts out to you, man. Talk to y'all later.
Thank you so much, Vernon.
Bomb Squad!
Get that
We're going to
the troll.
No, we're going to Black Suit. All right, let's go to Troll. Fuck it. You want to troll? Let's troll. Let's fucking troll. Let's melt, baby. Troll, go for it. You got for us?
Make it good. Hello.
Let's go.
Hello?
You on? First time.
All right. Okay.
So who's this? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Yeah, my name's Dan. I'm calling from Toronto. Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Loud and clear.
No, I'm not. I'm not a troll. Okay, I'm calling off a Google chat. Okay.
Oh, because
usually just try not to interrupt me for a second. Okay.
Yeah, no, we were just gonna tell you. We were just gonna tell you why we thought that is because normally the 000 numbers like yours are trolls. So we do apologize for assuming. We'll go ahead and play the clock.
I've called up before on Skype. I've called up before on Skype on my old computer. I'm calling on Google Chat now because that's my old computer. I ain't got Skype on this. So just don't interrupt me for a second, please. Okay? So, first and foremost, that analogy that you guys are, analogy that you guys are really hot over is a shit analogy because this ain't no date. Okay? This is a huge $1 million fight, multi-million-dollar fight. This is no date. Okay?
It's $100 million date.
Stop with that. That's a shit analogy. Second of all, okay, I'm going to say this, okay? And I'm going to go through the points on the email because that's the email that you got on this screen. So if Eddie Hearn made an offer to Deontay Wilder and his team about Dillian White and said, do you want to fight? And I think they offered 4 million, 5 million, something along those lines. If Deontay Wilder and his team came back and said, we're interested in this offer, let's hash out the contract.
Thank you.
Eddie Hearn would have sent the contract? Do you think they would have sent the points on the contract? Do you think that conversation would have gone a little bit further? I think so. That's just my thought, okay? But they didn't even respond to that. They just say, we're not interested, okay? So this number 1 point, I've smashed it off the park, okay? Number 2 point, okay? Let's go to number 3, because number 2 was the same thing. About the Vladimir Klitschko fight, okay? The Vladimir Klitschko fight and AJ fight is completely different to this fight, okay? The intricacies on the two fights are completely different. This fight is basically, okay, a Deontay Wilder, not Al Haymon, who is the guy with all the money, okay? Not Shelly Finkel, who's the businessman, the manager. You have Deontay Wilder send an email, say, I'm going to offer you 50 million. We don't know where the 50 million is coming from. We don't know what Anthony Joshua has to do to get that 50 million. We don't know who's broadcasting the fight. We don't know anything, okay? Anthony Joshua is the money man in this fight. He's the money man. He's the A side, okay? So if you're offering him $50 million and you don't tell him what he's going to have to do, where the fight is going to be, how the splits are going to be after that, no details, just $50 million is in the bag. That's so much amateur hour, I don't even know where to begin.
Caller.
And yes, I'm saying this to you personally. Yeah? You're lying through your teeth because Eddie Hearn has said repeatedly in all the interviews that I've watched in the last half an hour, he said, I got back to them on email. Don't interrupt me, please. I got back to them on email and I told them, we're interested. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's have a meeting. Like, if you can't, like, if that's not a guy who's serious, a businessman who's serious, and you're
Passion. I love it. Listen, I gave you 3 minutes. I keep saying I'm giving a fucking minute 30, but you guys are coming with that heat, so I'm letting you burn.
Word.
Hopes that we could melt.
Again, it's one of the points. No, it's one of the points that I'm agreeing with. I don't know why they didn't end up meeting, but at the same time, if you're gonna play those,
because it's
not date. You're agreeing because he said the first point was about the Wilder Dillian White offer.
Yeah.
All right. But he's overlooking the entire premise of number 1 in this email. He says, you made us an offer for Deontay to fight Anthony Joshua. This is for the same fight that we made an offer for Joshua. The only difference was that you made an offer to Deontay first. In your offer to Deontay, you did not include a contract. No. Why? Because Deontay never accepted your offer. So again, there is no contract about networks and where it's going to happen and all your loud voice. The same thing you guys tell me about me and my yelling. Just because you yell and you say it in a deep tone, it doesn't change anything. Until he accepts, he gets no contract.
But he said he was interested. So,
but that's not saying yes.
Oh my God.
It isn't. It clearly is not. Rob, it's not. The word yes is not in that sentence.
Yeah, but all right, I'm fucking bored of going around it.
But this is semantics. You may hate that, but that's called legalese or whatever you want to say. That's
Legality?
no, legalese is like a language, like Spanglish or something. You know, it's
from
don't worry about it. But that's what this is. It's all about the finer points, arguing semantics, and it's all about posturing. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
Nothing is legally binding about saying yes. All right, we accept.
Yes,
the offer.
nothing is legally binding.
What's the difference of saying, yeah, we're interested, let's go and meet, let's talk? It's fucking stupid, like bullshit around. Oh, but you haven't actually said yes. Like, yeah,
you know why they want that? You know why they want that? Do you want to know why they want that specific yes in wording? So when the potential
you've agreed and now you've backed out or whatever.
Exactly, it's a way to call them out to the public.
But
that's
they can
exactly
do that
what
if
it is.
we say, oh, they said they were interested, we talked, and now they've backed out.
No, it's not. You know why? Because it's AJ. Because AJ has the majority of the fans on them. So they need everything in their basket, everything in their deck to say, we held him to this. Because otherwise, you're going to give Eddie Hearn the wiggle room to get around it, to not make this fight if he doesn't want to. Because they are the A side. They can do what they want.
Bullet point number 2. He says, you recently made us an offer for Deontay to fight another one of your fighters, Dillian Whyte. Did you include a contract? Robert, how are you interpreting this?
Well, I don't know. Clearly, Shelly's saying he didn't. But I'm assuming, had Deontay said, yeah, I want to fucking take Dillian on, I want to shut his mouth. Yeah, I'm interested. Send a contract. Or let's meet up and talk about it.
But that's the point, right? That's why he's specifically writing this email in this manner to indicate not only to Eddie, but to the world, because he's making it public so that the posturing stops, that the contract comes when you accept the offer. And that's why the contract never came for Dillian Whyte to fight Deontay Wilder, because Team Wilder never accepted the offer.
Right.
Do we understand?
Yeah, but do you understand that they are interested in Wilder's offer, but they don't want to go and talk?
All right, circles.
I'll add this. I'll add another analogy very quickly because we're on analogies.
Oh.
Well, this is the email. This is not
just turned into an English class over here.
Hey, I'm just saying this. Rob, you're coming into a job, right? And let's say you want to work for me. You have to agree that you want to work with me. Otherwise, we're not going to sit down and have a meeting and have a contract discussion, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're just like, oh, I'm kind of interested in it, then like, why are we going to have a meeting? Why am I going to schedule a meeting?
No, but
create a contract for you to sign, unless you actually want the job. If you don't want the job, then we don't want it.
If I say, yeah, I'm interested, let's go and talk about it. But the way you said it, yeah, I'm kind of interested. It's, you're picking up on a tone. Apparently, it was said in an email. You can't tell from a tone in it. I don't know.
What email? What email? We don't know what the email is.
Wait a minute. But to back Robbie, right? You're right about that, Matt. What email? Because Finkel is acting as if there is no reply. But to back
Eddie said there is.
Yeah, but to back you, Robbie, on my interview, he says, we want to meet, but they've canceled the meeting until, but listen, this is the key word. They've canceled the meeting because they say we have to agree to the term for the money first. And he's like, that's ridiculous. You're the only person that doesn't think that's ridiculous. That's what he's telling me. But then the truth comes out, and that's exactly how he did the AJ versus Vladimir Klitschko fight with the same person. So your dog ears aren't up. You're not like, it doesn't smell fishy to you?
Well, no, because you're saying it's fishy because Eddie Hearn's saying it, but we're just taking everything factual that Finkel's put in an email that's been put out to the media.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying.
It's not factual. No, it's not factual, but it's the only information we have that's concrete.
Eddie can simply send the reply, can't he not? Why doesn't he show
not? Did he not send a reply?
We don't know. We don't know. Do you know? Have you seen the email? Because I've seen Shelly's email.
Wait. I don't think Rob understood. Relax. Rob, what we mean is, why doesn't he leak or expose?
Because he doesn't do things on social media.
But he does. But he clearly does. And
AJ did too when he said, "Let's go to callers." Is what we're gonna go to callers.
The whole media bullshit. It's a front. That's a smokescreen. Eddie's negotiating on TBV, IFL, Fight Hype, Behind the Gloves, everywhere, man. Everywhere he's negotiating.
You got legendary boxer on there going nuts on this.
I know legendary boxer we're going to, but you got to relax, buddy. You know, you could always go to ringer status on Patreon.
and I haven't even gone to Skype because you're the only one with your mic.
I wonder who legendary. He's coming for me. I know.
You got to mute yourself because there's other people in front of you that I need to go to. So please mute your mic. It's still not muted. Thank you. Jason, talk to us. Where are you calling in from? First time caller?
First time caller.
All right, brother. Where are you calling in from?
Calling in from London, UK.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, so I saw your interview and I thought it was a good interview. Nestor, I feel we need people like yourself to ask Eddie Hearn these questions that the other interviewers won't ask. So, you know, I thought that was a good interview there. I mean, with IFL TV, they just allow him to talk. And when he talks, I just believe he misleads the people that listen to the interviews, you know. Another thing as well, I personally don't think that they want the fight. And that's why Eddie Hearn's given all of these reasons about the contracts and stuff. I feel they should have agreed to the $50 million and then a meeting should go ahead. I don't think the Wilder team should take any meetings without them agreeing to that $50 million, because that will show that they actually want the fight. And then from there, they could go ahead with negotiating the contracts. And that's all I've got to say.
Well, all right, Jason, thank you for calling in. We're going to go
London,
out
in Alabama.
Mo. What did you say?
I didn't know there was a London in Alabama.
Yo, and they have the same accent,
come on,
man.
Represent.
It's amazing with these one-liners. That's cool, yo.
90
No, that is crazy. That is crazy. But Jason, don't be mad at Jason because he's telling the truth you don't want to hear. We're going to Mo. Talk to us, Mo. Where you calling in from? Mo on Skype.
Hello.
Yes, how are you, brother? Where you calling in from?
From London.
All right, talk to us,
London,
Mo.
Alabama or London, England?
London, England. What the
Good boy, represent. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Ness, I watched the interview and you was getting grilled.
Yeah, he's from London, England. Go on, son.
How you feeling over there?
I'm feeling like the champ, man. I mean, the picture with me and him has a great amount of likes. I got a bunch of follows off of it. I feel like a champ right now.
Yeah, I
all
felt like
publicity.
you asked the right questions, but you was going about it the wrong way.
But I wanted it to be an emotional interview because I'm an emotional guy.
Yeah,
Sensitive.
I think this was brewing for a couple of months, you know.
I mean, well, look, you know, I got some built up animosity with Eddie. You know, we weren't allowed into the AJ camp to complete the documentary the way that we would have liked. So, you know, maybe the shots came a little faster than they should have.
He was sharp, and you were sharp. But I felt like you wasn't ready.
I wasn't. And now receiving this new Shelly Finkel email, I only wish I could go back in time, jump in the DeLorean, and kick Eddie's ass.
Sort of wasn't ready to go to war just yet.
I wasn't. It was
out there with a sword, no shield.
It was like Canelo Mayweather. Like you thought it was the right time and it wasn't. But me and Eddie will do battle again. That's what you guys can look forward to. That I am not like all these other skirts out there.
All right. Let me quickly just
wait a minute. That's sexist, Matt, right?
That was kind of sexist. You should take
Oh
that
shit!
back.
I'm not like all these other guys that don't ask tough questions.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
My bad. 48%. You know we've been DMing.
Yo, so let me say my piece.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so basically, my problem is why was the email coming from Deontay Wilder? Why wasn't it coming from Shelly Finkel or Hal Haymon? That's my first issue.
Well, let's address your first issue.
Yes.
And say that it's null and void when in my interview, Eddie says he believes that the 50 is real.
It comes off amateurish, whether you like it or not.
I mean, it could come off amateurish, but when the opposite promoter is saying they believe the money is real, it doesn't matter how you present real money to me. Listen, Mo, if you want to bring me 50 million in a wheelbarrow, I'll take it. You want to bring it in a duffel bag? I'll take it. Buckets, take it. Trash bags, take it. Doesn't matter. Take it.
And Mo, very quickly, I think a lot of AJ fans. Mo, very quickly. Mo,
From out Haymon.
Mo, very quickly. I just want to add something. I want to add something before you go in, Mo.
Yeah.
Mo, listen to me. Mo, I am talking.
Yeah.
Quick point. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna get this point off before I fucking forget it because I'm high. Okay, just let me get this point off. I forgot it. Fuck. Just go, Mo. Just go, man. Just go, B. Just go, man.
Shout out to the weed.
You got your 3-minute call. Keep going.
Yeah, my whole point is about Shelly Finkel, him whoring himself out to the media.
Oh, let's address that. Let's address that.
Oh, so hold on, Ness. Before we address that, Ness.
Translate. Oh, let me just say my translation.
Go.
Right, Matt, remember it.
I did.
Neither one of us are gonna remember because of your interruption, you fucking jerk.
Go, Ness. Go. Ness, you go, then I go.
I was just gonna say that what he said sounds like it translates to
You forgot. You're forgetting right now.
I
saw that mid forget. Yo, Mo, you need to go back on YouTube and watch that because Ness mid forget is hilarious. But I remember my point. If AJ personally sent Wilder and Haymon and Finkel an email saying, "Here's an offer. Here's a bag. I'm giving you 40%. I'm giving you everything you want," you guys would be going like, "AJ wants the fight. That's AJ making the fight. Salute to
he's
AJ.
Showing he's a real man.
He's showing he's a real one. He's showing he's a real one." I mean, I think if AJ did it, your opinion about that perspective would be different.
Very good, man. I'm glad I forgot, but at least I cried from forgetting.
Yeah.
Hey Mo, man, you got like 6 minutes, Mo. You got any more points you need us to fucking bust?
No, it sounds like they're like two opposite transatlantic calls. They're both in New York, so why can't they meet up?
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
They're frustrating the shit out of the fans.
We agree on that.
That agrees.
I mean, I think even Ness agrees. Like, they should have had the meeting. Like, the idea that you put an ultimatum to not have a meeting is weird.
Listen, hey Mo, I was talking to Wilder yesterday. All right, my literal words was, "Bro,"
and that's the bro with like 4 O's. That's when you know you fucked up.
It was just a 1-0, but it was still bro. Don't let Eddie leave New York without meeting up. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, his replies are his replies. You feel me? Like, yo, everyone is different is all I can say. But Mo, thank you for calling in. You are a beast. We're gonna go to, and I mean that in a good way, obviously. You know, that's some East Coast shit. We're going to Michael. I mean, actually, yeah, it is Michael. It is Michael. So sorry, legendary killer. He wants to kill people. He wants to talk right now. Michael, talk to us.
Hey guys. I'm just gonna like eliminate.
You're just gonna AJ protect?
You know, it just comes. Hello.
Nah, I was just trying to bait you
and make a bad joke.
But like it comes down to this, yeah. Wilder's been saying for ages that he wants this Joshua fight so bad on social media, every single media. So how I see it, if Wilder wants this fight as bad as he says, yeah, he's gonna stop having a meeting with Eddie Hearn because he's not saying yes, even though he says he's interested. Let's meet. If Wilder wants this fight so bad because he hasn't said the yes and he said he's interested, do you know what I mean? If someone wants it that bad, why are you gonna let someone instead of saying someone yes, let's have a meeting to stop this fight from happening? This is why I don't understand why people are getting are all on Wilder's side on this, because Eddie Hearn is they're in the same town, they're in the same city. You know, this is the perfect time for them to meet. He's arranged to meet twice, and he's saying no because you have to say yes first. But I'm interested. Maybe it's an American English thing. Maybe the lingo's different. Because when we say we're interested, that means we like the money. We like what we hear.
All right, but Michael,
I don't know what America might be different, but
Michael,
yeah?
Since your suggestion that in America it may be different, let's agree with that. Let's hypothetically assume that it can be that. And for that very reason, the B side continues to reiterate that they need a yes. Y-E-S. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's a language barrier because of the different countries. These guys are asking for a yes. Is it so hard to accommodate them with that?
Yeah, I wanted you to say that exactly. So that leads me to the point. Yeah, so that's why I wanted you to make it clear that you want them to say yes. Okay, so let's do this scenario. Let's do this scenario right now. Nez is on the boxing voice. Yeah, and I am Mr. of IFL TV. Now I want Nez. I like you, Nez. You got great radio show. You do great topics, and IFL TV wants to do a radio show too. So they want to steal you. They want to steal you to come over here. So what they're gonna say is, Nez, I want you to come over to IFL TV, and I'm gonna give you, I don't know, double or triple the money that you're gonna pay. What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say I'm interested.
You're interested, but you said that is yes or no, right? So you're accommodating. You're accommodating. Is what you're saying?
No, I was actually being a jerk by giving the same answer that leaves an
it leaves an out.
Yes or no?
I'm showing you. I'm showing you how bad that answer is. That's
okay, but we want a yes or a no. Are you going to go over to IFL?
I'm interested.
All right, we want a yes or a no. All right, that's it. We're not meeting. Fuck this shit. We don't want
over to the dark.
Well,
we did really want you. We really wanted you, but if you're not going to say yes, we don't want you anymore.
I can't hear him. What?
So you said you're interested, yeah? So what are you gonna say when you have any job, yeah? Before you start any job, what do you get given?
Well, this is the thing.
He wants you to say contract.
You get an offer, right?
Exactly. IFL. Listen, IFL hasn't sent me an offer, and you're theoretical. They said we're gonna pay you. No, I'm not getting around it. I'm not. No. I'm not getting around it. Is that we have to be literal because we have factual information. So if you want to use an analogy, you have to say IFL is sending me an offer. They can't say I'm going to get paid double. They don't know what I get paid. So they have to send me an offer.
But then Wilder said offered AJ 50 million.
No. Wilder, you guys
said he wanted 50 million. So they offered the 50 million. So then he said, "Oh, you have to say yes or no."
Yes.
The first thing you're gonna before you accept, you want to see the terms first.
Caller, very quickly. If in your scenario, switch Ness out for me, just so I'm in the story and not Ness.
Wait, he don't hear you. He's still going.
Caller, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me just jump in here very quickly. Okay. Imagine in the same scenario, I'm TBV, I'm Ness, right? You're offering me the deal. I say I'm interested. Then your response would be, well, when you make a decision, then come call me and we can talk. That's what you would do as an employer.
If you get headhunted from a top company, or if you get headhunted from this NFL players, whatever, and they want the player and they have lots of options, like AJ has lots of options because he's the A side, and you really want this to happen, then what do? You bring him down to the college, you show him the facilities, you meet the guy, and you try to convince him to have this fight. So if Wilder wants this fight so bad, and Eddie Hearn is in the same town, and Eddie Hearn is saying, let's meet, I'm interested, then you're going to make sure that you do everything possible to make this fight happen, because that's what you've been shouting about for the last 2 years.
Amen.
Right?
Again, I'm not arguing the 24-hour notice or 24-hour window because that's pointless. I'm not arguing that because I don't agree with it. But on the basis of you have to agree to this, otherwise why meet? Why have a contract negotiation?
I don't know. Is a verbal contract legally binding in the state of New York? Because I don't know if that was some type of thing they wanted him to say it publicly.
But international business deals may not relate. It may not relate to New York's regional regulations.
Michael,
50 million. They flashed the 50 million out loud, so it's a headline. 50 million. Wow, big money. But then so when AJ don't say yes, we want the money, then they can say, oh, we ducked. That's basically it's a publicity stunt.
Michael, listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. All right, and see how this sounds.
Go on.
One man publicly, desperately has been wanting a fight.
Yeah.
One man asked for a specific amount of money to fight said man. That very same man who's been publicly asking for the fight somehow got together an astronomical amount of money that people laughed at and thought was not real, that couldn't happen, and is historically being mentioned as, or will be, the biggest heavyweight purse. And you guys want me to say that the man that came up with the 50, that wants to fight so bad, he's deciding to pay the A side double what he's ever made, he's the one ducking. I should fucking smack you motherfuckers. It's just that you're so far. You guys are crazy, bro. Like, I don't know. I mean, look, again, and it's like Michael said, it could be a cultural thing, Michael. Maybe I'm over here and the way we talk and react to things is differently from the way you guys are, you know, but for me, it's hard for me to see Wilder the one ducking when Wilder is the one that met the demands of the A side.
I don't see any ducking here. I see strong arm negotiation, strong arm business moves. And that's completely fine with super fights. That's expected. It's expected to the B side to strong arm the A side a little bit. Pacquiao did it. Triple G did it. I mean, if you go throughout the history of the B side and the super fights, they play strong arm tactics too in the negotiations because they know their worth. They know without them it isn't a super fight. Without Wilder, AJ doesn't get $50 million guaranteed.
Let me ask you something, Matt. Yeah. In the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, before it actually happened, and I want the whole panel to give me their answer. Who did you feel was the holdup?
It changed.
Everyone had an opinion. Everyone had an opinion on it.
Obviously, it changed throughout the 6 years. But most of the time, I thought Pacquiao was the holdup. I'll be honest.
Rob?
I honestly don't know like the proper real ins and outs of it, but I've read things and I agree with Matt. I've from what I've seen, it did seem to come a little bit more from Pacquiao, but I'm not massively clued up on that.
Man, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys remember, like for the longest, everybody thought Mayweather was the one.
No, that's true. For a period of time, there's a lot of people thought that Mayweather was holding it. I thought me personally.
Paul, I'm gonna tell you, me personally, that's what I thought, you know, and I thought that even no, I based it off of not happening. We all know that this took too long to happen, and that's what we're afraid of with this fight.
Okay, but slow down. You are saying on record that you felt Mayweather was responsible for it not happening. I asked you, what did you base it on? And you said, I based it on it not happening.
Well, no, I'm basing it off the fact that he's the A side. He controls what happens and what doesn't.
Ness, before you jump in, I just want to point out, Doomy, just because you are a little more casual, that was the casual consensus back then.
Yeah.
The A side holds it up. And that might happen here, where the A side is the one that can determine whether the fight. Same with Canelo. When Canelo didn't take the fight with Triple G, everyone thought it was Canelo's fault.
Control, or am I living in another world right now?
No, you're absolutely right. Which is the whole reason I bring this up. But there's a twist here.
All right.
Twist.
Hit the soundbite. Ding, ding, ding. Got no soundboard, guys. Doing it all off the voice box.
Face the rainbow.
Off the voice box.
Mayweather sent the offer. So your casual, response to thinking it was Mayweather holding it up. Mayweather never was the one said he didn't want drug testing. He wanted drug testing. Mayweather never said publicly he was afraid of needles while having tattoos.
Real quick before you continue your points, but it was Pacquiao the one that was holding up the fight from it happening sooner.
Well, I'll further give you more characteristics, similarities to these two fights.
All right.
Mayweather didn't have a promoter. Mayweather had Al Haymon as an advisor. Deontay Wilder doesn't have a promoter. He has an advisor named Al Haymon. Mayweather made a $40 million offer to Manny Pacquiao publicly so that people stopped saying that he didn't want this fight. So that people stopped saying he was ducking. And then Pacquiao said, no way I'm accepting a flat fee. Right? No way I'm accepting a flat fee.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Mayweather that made the offer to show that he wanted to fight. Bob Arum never made offers. And we know that there was always a Bob Arum in the negotiation. Like now there's always an Eddie Hearn. The A side, I don't know if we were clear on who the A side was. That's why that fight was so big. Like, from a hardcore fan's perspective, Floyd was the A side due to numbers, right, Matt?
Yes,
like he did
yes,
better
yes.
pay-per-view buys and things like that. But
well, you have to remember at the time it actually happened, Pacquiao already had lost to Marquez via knockout. There was those instances in the prime, like 2008, 2009, 2010, it was 50-50, like for a lot of people. It was. I remember going to school and people would literally argue about who would win back then. I remember that, and this was like fucking, middle school.
And that's the type of things that are being said in Joshua's ears. Like, bro, even Pacquiao lost and they still sold 4-point-something million.
True. And I mean, I'll add this very quickly. For both these guys, each other is the biggest fight of their careers now and in the future. For other guys, they can move up in weight class and fight other champions. For Canelo, he had to move up in weight class and fight Triple G. Go down in weight class, fight Floyd Mayweather to get those big fights. For Deontay Wilder and AJ, they only have the heavyweight division. They only have each other. That's why this is so big.
Let's go out to legendary boxer. Who about the bus?
Man, I'm tired of you guys, all this fucking dumb bullshit. You guys don't even make any good fucking points, and we're in America. I mean, this is like third grade fucking talking. I mean, has anybody even mentioned yet? Any fucking caller or anybody on the panel? Has Eddie Hearn ever even done $100 million fight in his fucking bum life? Has he ever done $100 million fight in his bum life? Can somebody answer that to me?
I don't know about his bum life. No.
Has Barry Hearn?
Has he ever done $100 million fight in his bum life? Ever?
Who promoted Lennox Lewis back in the day?
Has he ever done $100 million fight in his bum life? Matt, stop talking about.
I'm asking you a question. I don't know the answer. This wasn't a rhetorical question, legendary boxer. Why are you so aggressive? I'm asking you a question.
We left him.
Was Lennox Lewis promoted by Barry Hearn or Frank Warren back in the day? I don't know.
No.
When was a Lennox Lewis fight worth $100 million? When?
Mike Tyson, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, did that fight gross $100 million?
Yes, it did over $1 million. It did over like 2 million pay-per-view buys in the U.S. What are you talking about, B?
What?
Legendary fail.
Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson was a massive fight in 2002. I don't know if you were there for that. I was 7 and I still remember it, bro.
I asked you if you ever did a $100 million fight. Who the fuck?
That's a $100 million fight. I'm telling you right now. Lennox versus Mike Tyson was a $100 million fight. But I don't know if that was Barry Hearn fight.
Yo, that wasn't Eddie Hearn.
I know that. I said Barry Hearn, who's still involved.
He was still involved.
He's still involved here. I mean, Shelly Finkel met Barry Hearn, not Eddie.
Eddie was an embarrassed sack back then.
Didn't Al Haymon just do a $500 million fight in 2017?
Yes, of course. We all know this.
Has Eddie Hearn and his daddy ever done a $500 million fight in their bum lives ever?
No. Anyway, get to your point, yeah? Fuck me.
No, I'm asking questions. Shut up, UK guy.
Okay, American guy.
Ever.
All right. Keep hating. Come on.
Come on, bum. What's your point?
Why are you so quiet, man? Where are you at?
I'm letting you, give it to people.
Unleash, legendary.
Because Matt is on his retarded shit. Has Eddie Hearn ever done a $200, $300 million, $500 million fight in his life?
No.
Where are you getting to with
But
this?
we've all said this.
You're wasting your call. You got 50 seconds left. All you said is they ever done.
Let's go with the notion that no, he hasn't done one.
He hasn't done it.
It's not a notion. It's a fact. He's never.
All right. No.
How could he even do a $500 million fight? AJ versus Vlad was like what, $50 million fight, $60 million fight?
Mm-hmm.
Al Haymon has done like 2 $500 million fights. He did the Canelo fight. What is $30 million or $50 million for Al Haymon? This guy got
nothing, but he can't go to a fucking meeting with Eddie Hearn.
But legendary boxer, why are you making such emphasis on the money being real when we've already established that Eddie has accepted that it's real?
No one is saying the money isn't real.
Eddie's still saying I want to see proof of funds, like as if.
Well, he didn't say that to me.
With the money,
he ain't say that to me.
He didn't say that to you, but that's what he's telling the.
Yeah, because he could tell. He's gonna
tell that.
Time's up. Cut it. We're
done a $500 million fight like Al Haymon. That'll shut Eddie up right away. I'm telling you. Don't tell him those stupid ass analogies. Ask him to ask Eddie. Has he ever done a $500 million fight like Al Haymon ever?
Oh, we know he hasn't.
All right. Well, your time did come up. You know, I'm just giving you extra because.
And I just want to make for the record, when we had this show on Thursday, we said the same points that Al Haymon and Shelly Finkel have been involved with literally the five out of the 5 biggest fights in boxing history. Haymon or Finkel have had a hand to play in them.
I brought that up to Eddie, and his response was Matt's casual response, but he's Mayweather.
So I don't know what's your beef with us, legendary boxer, because we've all brought up that point and we all think the money's real. But
I
mean, you might want to get off that taint of meat, bro. It's okay.
Yeah. Let's go out to the UK.
What on the boxing voice?
I always love those blackfaces.
There's nothing
I don't
wrong
like
about
these
taking
motherfuckers.
punishment.
Put your foot on this motherfucking neck.
Yeah. It's blackface all the way from the UK, Wolves, England, 11:52 p.m. Joining you guys for a show. Hey, yo, before I start, I might be coming to I might be in New York for the summer. So the TBV, as Big L used to say, we need to be up in Sue's rendezvous. That's what we need to be doing.
Oh man.
Yo, Suze is popping right now, dog. You don't want singleness and Suze. I'll go crazy. Bring home Cardi B.
He want to see the shower.
Up in there, man. We're up there. If I roll, we're up there. Everything expenses paid on TBV. Yeah.
Oh shit, you're gonna take TBV out? Blackface is the man, Matt. You better catch a flight.
I might. It's blackface.
I think he's asking you to pay.
That's what I heard.
That's the cultural difference right there, because I automatically assume.
But yeah. In relation to all the boxing stuff, we've seen all this tit for tat before with Mayweather and Pacquiao, and it seems to be happening again. But I was there for the whole Floyd and Patman saga from start to finish, and I think both Floyd and Patman did things that kind of held up the fight, where both of them could have gave something to the other guy in order to make the fight happen, but both guys just didn't really want to do that. But overall, Freddie Roach admitted it was an interview a long time ago that when Floyd offered them the 40 million, looking back at it, they probably should have took that 40 million because they had a better chance at victory. That's when Pacquiao was still scorching, and they didn't regret it because they got more money, but they was in a better position to win, and winning is the most important thing. Forget about the check. Are you in the best position to win? And back then, Pacman was the scorching guy, even though it was somewhat 40 million or whatever. But this whole I don't really get what is happening, to be honest with you. I don't understand why Wilder would say, I'm offering you 50 million, say yes and we can meet tomorrow. I don't really understand why he would do that, and I don't really understand why Eddie Hearn wouldn't say, yeah, I'll take the 50, let's meet tomorrow and talk. I just don't understand that type of behavior at all. It's just confusing me. But I'm sure we'll get the fight, but this is just all typical boxing politics that we've been getting, this era. A side, B side, I make this money, you make this money, XYZ. But overall, we just want to see the fight. Hopefully we see the fight this year. Will it happen? I don't think it will. I think it'll be next year. I think it will happen. But I've been telling my ex-girlfriend to stop messing about because it's not over till you stop.
Oh man, you faded out. What? It's not over till what?
It's not over till you stop fucking.
Oh.
Good point, well made.
That is true. Even though I still consider it over. Even if I could keep fucking, you feel me? Like, I would rather be fucking and it be over. Then you don't got to do none of the boyfriend shit. Yo, let's go out to Coach Midday.
The coach.
Coach Midday. TBV, Robbie, my man, you're on fire tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
It is with those one-liners, Jesus.
Yeah. I'm already tired of all these talks and negotiation, and the worst thing is it's probably gonna go on for another good 1 year at least or something, and it's frustrating. But anyway, when they get into the ring and they fight, this is when I'm gonna call in, and I'll be happy to talk about boxing instead of talking about two dudes that make millions meeting up for coffee, and I'm never gonna see any of that money, so I don't really care, man. But one thing, man, Ness, I hope you know. I consider you my friend, and I hope like you can consider me a friend, right? And I think that friends needs to tell each other the truth. And man, you definitely took an L, man, and that was bad. But you know, hopefully, I heard you saying that you want to go at it again with Eddie. So I hope you get your chance to do that. But I advise you. I think we need to rebuild you slowly. Get you a tune up against Dimitri Salita or something. I think you can take him. then we get you in front of Kati Duva, a little bit of a step up, and then go again with like.
Midi.
But for now, you need to fall back.
But Mitty, but now it would be a different fight because this email, it's like training camp with Emmanuel Stewart.
I know, man. It's like Deontay, man. He needs to be prepared when he gets into the ring with Joshua, man. Don't let him coming into the ring now thinking he's ready. He's gonna get that right. He's not coming back up, man. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, that's my call, man. I told you I'm not like a big fan of the negotiation, so I've got nothing to say really about that. So that's it, man.
Thank you,
Mitty. Thanks for calling in. I don't know how many times I got to tell people on Skype if I'm not going to like mute yourself until I start ejecting you guys and you're like, oh, Ness is a jerk. Like that's when you're gonna listen. Like my man right here, who is this? He's still going through. Like
he's deleted.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna like let him know again. It's just like bye.
It's been a 3-hour spontaneous show when we have another probably 2-hour plus show ahead of us tonight. So yes.
I don't know about all that. Leonard Sterling, talk to us.
Duck.
Leonard.
Yeah. You got this?
Yes, we do.
You got this?
We got you.
You're live.
I'm going to be an AJ protector. I'm going to be an AJ protector today, Nez, man. I'm going to be an AJ protector. Listen, man, this email what Shelly Finkel's put out.
60 seconds.
It's a load of shit, man. Yeah, if you actually look at what he's actually written, yeah, he used example 1, example 2 is exactly the same. They received a 12.5 million offer and white offer. Yeah, both offer they did not accept. Both offer was dead on arrival. So it doesn't matter if there's a contract with it or not. It was dead on arrival. The offer 3 with Klitschko, yeah, which makes him look like an idiot. Yeah, if you actually read what he says, yeah, offer 1 and offer 2, they say exactly the same thing. Yeah? Did you include a contract? No. Why? Because Deontay never accepted your offer. Number 2, did you include a contract? No. Why? Because Deontay Wilder did not accept your offer.
10 seconds.
Offer 3 with Klitschko. He doesn't write that down. Why? Because Klitschko has done the exact same thing as Anthony Joshua. He did not accept the initial offer. Yeah? So Klitschko was in the exact same situation as Anthony Joshua. He was interested in the fight, but he did not accept the initial offer. So what did they do? They negotiated, they had a meeting, they had conversation, and they came up with a revised offer, which Klitschko accepted. The difference here with the 4th offer, the
Leonard, you've completely missed the sentence there, okay? He says, look, you made an offer.
What's that?
Look, you made an offer to Vladimir Klitschko to fight Anthony Joshua. Did you send a contract? Question mark. No, period.
Yeah.
After some negotiation, which, wait a minute, Leonard, which there has been none. We have gotten no negotiations, but hear these words very clear before you move forward. After some negotiations, Vladimir Klitschko accepted a revised offer. And then look at the next sentence. And then is when you sent a contract. So not only was there one, there were 2 offers without a contract. Then when that second offer was accepted, a contract came. I don't know what you like. How are you guys fucking not making sense of this? It's black and white.
This is my point, Nez. This is my point.
My point is that offer 1 and offer 2 is exactly the same. The offer was not accepted. It was dead on arrival, and offer 3 is different. Offer 3 is different.
Who's offer 3s? Who? You got to be more clear. What do you mean?
The 12.5 million offer and the white offer is exactly the same. That's why he wrote it exactly the same. Offer 3 is different because he's written there. When he's written, did you send a contract? No. Go and look at the other 2 offers. After he writes no on the other 2 offers, he writes why? Because Deontay Wilder never accepted your offer. And number 2, he says why?
But Leonard, he's saying the same thing, Leonard.
Wait 1 minute. You're not letting me finish my argument, Nez. You're not letting me finish my argument. Number 2, he says why? Because Deontay Wilder did not accept your offer. And number 3, after writing, do you send a contract? No. He doesn't write why? Because Klitschko did not accept your offer. Why? Because Klitschko did not accept the initial offer, but he was interested in doing the fight. So they started to negotiate. That's why he read. After some negotiation, Vladimir Klitschko accepted a revised offer. That's after meetings and conversations and negotiation. That's all what Eddie Hearn's asking, to have meetings. And that's why the offer 3 go against his argument.
Yeah, I get you. I understand.
All right, Leonard, we've given you extra time. Thank you for calling in. Owale on Skype.
What's happening, boys? Can you hear me?
Energy.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. I just wanted to. I was thinking about the whole situation, right? And I thought, Deontay Wilder, the way he was talking before, I fully respected him because he sounded like a warrior. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I want to be the best ever, and I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay. And I'm thinking slightly in my heart. I'm thinking, I know AJ's not a coward because he's taking so many fights at early stage. But is he scared of Deontay? And then negotiations, I've got to this point, right? So if I'm making all this noise, right, and then I'm making it sound like he's scared, he's never going to make me an offer, then they make me an offer, and I think, fuck that, that's a bullshit offer. And then I go back and I make him an offer, yeah? What am I going to do? I'm going to do everything possible to make this fight happen, right or wrong. So I'm here thinking, why are they emphasizing on the word, say yes, say yes, say yes? Fuck that shit. I'm going to come meet you. Eddie, where are you at? I'm bringing Al Haymon. I'm bringing fucking Shelly Finkel. AJ, I want you to be there. Let's make the biggest fight ever happen. Why is the word, why are there so much emphasis on the word say yes, say yes? And then I was listening and I was doing a bit of research. Apparently in New York, if you agree to a verbal agreement, by law, you've got to abide by that. It's some next shit. So I'm thinking, if you want the biggest fight ever and you want all the belts, and you're saying, you know what, I've got the money now, fuck 12.5 million, I've got 50 million for you. And if you don't believe me, let's have a sit down. What's wrong with having a sit down and making the biggest fight possible happen?
You tell me what's wrong with verbally agreeing to the 50 you asked for.
Brother, okay. So you're saying you've got 50 million for me, right? So when I actually go see that 50 million,
what do you mean? Wait. Stop with the go see. No one gets paid till after the bell rings at the 12th round or the end of the fight. So stop. That's Eddie Hearn's rhetoric.
Nestor, if you want your show to go somewhere, brother, yeah, you need to clear your mind and you need to remember what the show is about. The show is about getting the best fight out there, okay? So stop being so fucking wild as us. Realize the real facts, bro. This guy is failing to fucking.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. What did I say that was wrong? What did I say that was wrong?
Because
you said you wanted to see money. Wait a minute. You want to see money. You want to see money that no fighter in history has ever seen.
I don't want to see them.
That's what you just said. It is your words, not mine. It is your words. You use them, not me.
Are you okay to sit down with me? Is that all right? Then let's talk about the biggest heavyweight in the match in the world, right? Ever. Let's have a sit down. I mean, is that too much to fucking ask? Eddie Hearn can have all the excuses.
You want to sit down to see the money.
Let me focus.
Press rewind.
Let me focus. Sorry, say that again.
That's your 3 minutes, and you want a sit down to see money. Go press rewind and hear what you said.
Quickly, though, let's go back to a minute and a half. And secondly, I'll say this. I understand the idea of let's just talk. Like, let's just make the fight. I think it's an ancillary point to the whole you have to say the word yes to this. I understand that 100%. Because the $50 million offer was the checkmate. That was the checkmate move on the chessboard, and then they overplayed themselves. And now it's just a check. They left enough wiggle room for the king to move a square over.
Your interpretation of it.
The $50 million was the checkmate. It was. The public was on Wilder's side. The UK was shook. All the momentum was on that. They could have had the meeting, and let's say the fight didn't happen. Let's say the meetings were unproductive, like Shelly says. The public would have still been on Wilder's side because they would have seen like they offered AJ what he wanted. They went and talked to him. They lost the momentum with this unneeded ultimatum, similar to the 50-50 or no fight ultimatum earlier.
That is your interpretation from Shelly Finkel's standpoint, a person that has already done business with Eddie Hearn. That's why he's giving these examples. The example of Dylan White and the contracts and things not being accepted and not moving forward, it's because Deontay never accepted. And that's what he's saying. We are not moving forward because AJ has not accepted. That's why he gives you these examples. Everyone understand?
We don't know. But AJ said, let's roll. Like AJ has zero quotes in the media countering that Instagram
Absolutely.
comment.
You are 100% right. But again, like I said very early in this show, once the fighters agree, promoters, managers, and lawyers get involved. Mm-hmm. And if the manager is trying to get involved and have the promoter accept the $50 million offer and the promoter is not, why do you think that this manager is leaking out the emails? Purposely, it's not even a leak. He's releasing them.
That's damage control. I mean, because they realize that this strong arm. Hold on, let me finish my thought very quickly. That this strong arm move wasn't enough. That the 24-hour notice thing would not work. When they realized that, they leaked the emails to add pressure on it. Right.
All right. So what about the very critical Dan Rayfield? He's been very critical of PBC, right?
Yes, and he's on Wilder's side here. Yes, he is.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong, Ness. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Not only is he on Wilder's side, because that's like an understatement. What he's saying.
Mm-hmm. No, he agrees with your perspective, I think, completely, and Wilder's perspective completely. But
Dude,
I'll say this:
just say yes. Just say yes to the money that you asked for.
Let's use the going out on a date metaphor again. Eddie Hearns asked Shelly out for a date, and he said no. So that's what happened. That's the quick way around it. Come on.
That's not true. You know what Eddie said? Hey, Shelly, can we go out on a date? And Shelly said, yes, if you agree to take me to PF Chang's. Do you agree?
PF Chang's?
I don't even know what that means, but I guess
it's specific. It doesn't matter. It's a specific. Someone asks for something specific, and
I just want to know how much the menu is.
Avoid it.
I just want to know the fine details of how much it is for a table. You know, am I going to about it?
Oh, that's the details. It's $50 million.
Yeah, she ain't worth that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nah, all I'm saying is, but all right.
That's where I say that the AJ protectors are diluted. Like, first it used to be Wilder's never made 5 times this much. Now AJ's never made this much. You don't want him to get that money?
I want the fight, right? If I just don't understand why. Like you said the other day, then when people are measuring dicks and egos, it's pathetic. Just want the fight. You want the fight. You want that much? Okay, we've got that much. Let's sit down and talk about it.
And the 24-hour thing is a dick measuring move.
Yo, people are zombies. Is all I'm going to say. All right, Matt, I want you to tell me how many Wilder Joshua shows have we done?
A lot.
Okay,
they do good numbers.
Now we've done dozens of Wilder shows, right? And I won't lie, I've probably seen 1 or 2 comments that I'm up Wilder's ass. Eddie says it. Mm-hmm. And it's like every other comment here. You guys are fucking zombies. I can't wait for the apocalypse, yo. You guys are fucking dumb. Just dumb. Everything Eddie says, you lap it up and you repeat it. It's crazy. He's never made 5 times this much. Eddie said it.
But Ness, are you or Ness, are you or are you not up Wilder's ass? That's the real question here.
I don't know. I mean, how does one go up another person's ass? Can that really happen?
Yo, like my man Stefan said earlier, he's really in there. His tongue's really in there.
It's like these guys are fucking crazy, bro.
Let's go to Chris.
It's just hilarious.
Are we still going?
Yeah, we have callers. We have 2 more callers on Blog Talk at least.
Yeah, we do.
And the Skype machine's broken, right?
Skype is broke, I think. No, it's not. Someone's actually saying, "Oh, Skype machine." Chris in the ATL.
Yo, what's good, fellas? Interesting topic, as usual from you guys.
Yo, Chris, get off speakerphone or Bluetooth, please. Or speak into the phone at least.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Better now?
Better.
Way better.
All right. The issue here, this is a power game. AJ has a demonstrated value. He's fought in big stadiums. He's a pay-per-view salesman in the UK. He's proven on the last 4 fights what he can generate. Wilder's side is more speculative. We don't know if this fight will sell on pay-per-view in the United States. It could, but we can't. From AJ's side, they can't rely on that because Deontay. He hasn't sold. He hasn't been on TV selling millions of pay-per-views.
Brother, none of this matters. None of this matters. None of this. This is why you guys say I cut you off. None of this matters. He asked for a flat fee. It don't fucking matter.
No, hold on. It's not even that. Ness. Hold on. It's not even that. Ed, hold on.
It don't matter.
Hold on. Chris.
Guarantee.
Ness, watch the blood vessel.
Guarantee. It don't matter if it sells 1 pay-per-view. You get paid. It don't fucking matter. I don't want to hear your analogy about shit that don't fucking matter. When someone says, give me $50 million, it is up to the people that gave them that money to make that shit back and recuperate. It don't fucking matter about nothing else. He asked for it. That's his guarantee. If it sells 1 pay-per-view or 10 million, it don't fucking matter. Now, what does matter is when it do sell over a certain amount, obviously, he's going to get a cut.
Get more money, not less, more. And very quickly.
But that doesn't hinder the fight because you asked for a guarantee. So that's what saves AJ. It's like, yo, he really thinks it's $100 million fight? Well, fuck it, give me 50. I don't care what it does. Give me my cut you off. None of this matters. He asked for a flat fee. It don't fucking matter.
No, hold on. It's not even that. Ness. Hold on. It's not even that. Ed, hold on.
Don't matter.
Chris.
Guarantee.
Ness, watch the blood vessel.
Guarantee. It don't matter if it sells 1 pay-per-view. You get paid. It don't fucking matter. I don't want to hear your analogy about shit that don't fucking matter. When someone says, give me $50 million, it is up to the people that gave them that money to make that shit back and recuperate. It don't fucking matter about nothing else. He asked for it. That's his guarantee. If it sells 1 pay-per-view or 10 million, it don't fucking matter. Now, what does matter is when it do sell over a certain amount, obviously, he's going to get a cut.
Get more.
It's just a noise.
Yo, did Ness play iTunes?
I think so.
Flag.
Instant flag. Way to go, Ness. Way to go.
Flag.
Oh, my goodness.
Flag.
Could have picked a good song.
Flag.
Why did he pick this shit?
Oh, her flag face. Flag face.
Flag on the play.
Way to go, Ness. You just flagged.
What the fuck is that?
That's you.
What?
I think Ness is delirious right now.
30 seconds, 40 minutes.
He's delirious right now.
Oh my goodness, Ness.
3 hours plus in, he went delirious.
Yo,
That's gonna get flagged. That was a total mistake. I just went to get water. I must have hit my key.
You were like,
Yo,
I
no,
don't even
you-
want to be on this fucking show anymore. You
Oh
guys
my
are
God.
fucking
Yo, and
retarded.
then you played that song.
He stepped off, had a small cry.
That must have looked bad for people. No, I really went to get water.
Sure,
stepped off
Ness.
and said,
Sure.
Oh, that's no. How convenient.
Yo.
I'm thinking the caller said something dope and Matt played that like to rub it in.
No. We were
So
very
they're like,
upset.
yo, this is an ending though. Like, Matt, what's going on over here? He's like, yo, that's dude.
You lost your shit. Wanted to leave.
No, we're gonna go back to Chris. We're gonna go back to Chris.
Totally fucked up the show right there. You know that, right?
Yeah, we're flagged. Thanks for that. We're going back to Chris.
No, you could throw a little, you know.
Do me, just be quiet. We're going to
You're
Chris.
still alive, Chris. That was a total accident, my friend. Believe me.
We hope your ears are okay.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah, Chris was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
That was some crazy shit.
That was a mistake.
TBV got possessed by Tekashi.
Yeah, what I was trying to explain before you interrupted me was that both sides have things that they can cherry pick to use, and this has turned into a power game. I personally believe that the fight will sell pay-per-view here in the United States, and that Wilder is worth a lot more than what AJ's side is offering. But it's speculative. And so on their side, if you want to look at it from their perspective, they've got a demonstrated market value over there in the UK, which is where they want to fight. And I think that's where this is, coming from. The AJ side is going to say, Wilder, you've never made more than 2.5 million. Take what we're offering you. And the guys over here are going to say, look, this fight is worth way more than what you're saying, and I deserve a lot more than 12.5 million. That's the point I was trying to make. And Ness, I've called in before, and it's been good, but I really don't like that shit you pulled on this call, and that's all I got to say, fella.
What I pull on this call?
Oh, I just muted him.
It's all good because you still got your point across, and I do agree. I do agree.
What I pull on this call?
It is a power move,
Chris.
The interruptions and all that shit. It just
But wasn't I right though? Wasn't I right though?
Well, let me make my point, and then you can counter. But just don't.
But isn't it a mute point?
Matt word for the day.
It's not a mute point because it provides context.
How does it provide context into a negotiation that doesn't base itself on pay-per-views?
Both sides cannot see because
this negotiation
both sides cannot see the other side's point of view. Negotiation is a compromise. You got to see the other side's point of view. That's why meetings and talking to people are important. That's the point I was trying to make.
But Chris, hold on, Ness, let me jump in here, Chris. Chris, very quickly on Wilder's perspective, he not only compromised, he gave Anthony Joshua exactly what he wanted and more.
On the surface, yes. But
on the surface,
again, I'm just from their point of view, they need to know where the $50 million is coming from because it might conflict with the agreements that they've already got. They've got TV network agreements. They've got promotional agreements. They've got endorsement deals.
Chris,
it's not as simple.
Chris, explain that, please.
I don't understand that.
Explain how 50 million
in an
coming
escrow,
from
50
Al
million
Haymon or Shelly. Please, Matt, let him explain. How is that going to conflict with Sky Sports viewing or distributing this fight in the United Kingdom only? They have no rights in the U.S. So please explain how you allowed Eddie to say some shit in the interview that you came here and repeated. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Okay. So until we see the details, we don't know. They might require
No. What you mean you don't know? No. Chris, stop it. I asked you to explain.
That's why we need the details.
Chris, wait a minute.
That's why we need the details.
Chris, wait a minute. I asked you to explain.
Because it might conflict with contracts he's already got.
Chris.
That's all I'm saying.
Chris.
Explain the Sky Sports.
Ness, hold on. Let me jump in here just because I'm a little more less energized than both of you. Chris, did you know where that $100 million guarantee came from before the fight even happened with Mayweather-Pacquiao and Mayweather-McGregor?
I didn't know.
Do you know what investors chipped in? Do you know what investors chipped in for the $100 million at all? No, you don't. None of us do, right?
I don't know the particulars of the Mayweather-Pacquiao deal.
Yeah, none of us do. None of us do.
I don't know.
None of us know what investors give money. Hold on, Chris. Hold on, Chris. Hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Is it too much to stay down with the guy?
It's not too much, but we've not disagreed with that. Everyone on this panel, including Ness, has said, even to Eddie in person, said, yeah, the 24-hour thing is kind of crazy. They should have met with you. We've all said that.
Okay.
Do you want us to say it 10 more times?
He wants to sit down, verify. He just wants to verify that everything is A-okay on his side. Boom.
Until something is signed,
he's the one.
Chris, why did he not sit down and verify that everything was copacetic in the Vladimir Klitschko AJ negotiations? Why did he agree to the terms?
I'm not here to be Eddie Hearn's defender.
Oh, you sound like one.
All I'm saying is I see points on both sides. I see points on both sides that each side can cherry pick and use.
True, but your point about the money.
At the end of the day, they need to sit down in the room. What's that?
No, I agree with that. They both have sides they can cherry pick at.
And negotiate.
Chris, I think we all agree that we can, but that both sides have postured, both sides have done strong arm tactics. But your point about the money specifically, that we are that quote unquote Team AJ, Team Eddie, wherever you want to say, needs to make sure where that check is coming from, is kind of ridiculous when all sides, including Eddie, says, "Hold on, let me finish, Chris, because you complain about Ness cutting you off. Let me finish. Hold on, Chris, brother, let me finish.
They say I cut off. They do the same.
Yo,
thing.
Chris, you can't complain about people cutting you off, then cut someone off. Let me finish. Again, Eddie is on record saying we trust Al Haymon. The money's always been right. We've never had a check bounce. Matthew Macklin said that. Every manager that's been there at the Barclays yesterday when Ness was there, they all were in agreement. Yeah, we trust Al Haymon. We know the money's right. They know that's just a talking point in the media for casuals to latch onto.
Listeners that call in here, we need to verify the money. Meanwhile,
that point,
saying it's good.
The verification of the money is literally the least concerning aspect of this entire
then
part.
You bring up this ridiculous thing. Oh, well, he's got conflicting. If he takes 50, it's going to conflict with Sky Sports. Then I ask you to explain that, and you just completely move on to the next fucking topic.
But Chris, I'm going to give you 15 seconds.
You don't like the way that
What time is?
Chris, we're going to give you 15 seconds. Wrap it up. It's been a long show, brother.
But how are you mad at me calling your bullshit? I'm calling your bullshit.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Just don't interrupt me when I'm talking because I don't do the same to you.
But you did it to me.
Pot calling the kettle black, Chris.
They need to get into a room and negotiate. And you need to calm down with your Wilder cheerleading.
Okay, Chris. Have a good day.
Is only going to turn into a bunch of you fans calling in saying you were right because it's only so long fake thugs can pretend. See you later, Chris. That has been the end of the show. I guess we could do final thoughts.
Hit that outro. I love that outro beat. That new outro by Dollar DiBiase.
Oh, you want the new one?
I like the new one.
Oh. Want me to turn it up in your headphones?
Yeah, just a little bit. Thank you.
We already flagged though. It's too late. Fucking AJ and Wilder show. Always do it.
This started at fucking 9 p.m. It's now fucking midnight, and it's all for fuck all.
Damn,
thanks for tuning in.
I hate that Tekashi fucking did that to us, though.
Yo, but we didn't drop on Facebook, and Facebook usually is the worst when it comes to music.
Coming for you, bro. You know they coming for you. Hopefully, you guys were yelling while that was on.
We tried.
We tried.
Flag.
Or it was so loud it got distorted.
No, we were singing along.
Oh God, singing
along.
Especially
Rob. Rob was singing along and doing.
Rob, you have been an amazing addition, but you got to put on your alligator skin. You know these guys are gonna come for you.
That's fine. You know, legendary boxer's the only one. That's all right.
Yeah, but he's just like a waving lunatic. Legendary boxer's that guy with the sign saying the Armageddon's coming, Jesus is here. He's that guy on the street, you know.
He needs some happiness in his life. Hashtag pray for a legendary boxer.
Hashtag pray
Don't
for him.
forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel / The Boxing Voice or youtube.com / Nestor Gibbs for all live streaming shows. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at NesGTO. Final thoughts, Eddie. Make this fight.
Is that it?
It's all on you, Eddie. The money's on this side.
It's up to you, Eddie.
The 100 million you didn't think
Or Wilder.
existed. Do you really want it? Or are you going to tell AJ, I'll get you that 100 million in 4 fights, baby?
Listen, my final thoughts on this is, don't get the crowd too frustrated. Don't get them too frustrated. But, as long as we're seeing them talk, things are happening. So you know that the play's in motion. Will it happen 2018? I don't know.
So you want to give your social?
On that? Yeah, that's my thought on that. And I am Alexander Lainez on Facebook, and that's Lainez. Catch me on Instagram, Alex_Doomsday_ Lainez, Lainez. And check out my boxing fitness YouTube channel. I know there's not much up there, but I'm going to get to work this week, training, taking on clients. And don't forget to check us out on Patreon. Definitely all that exclusive content, all the extra shows that we do, the after hours shows, you know what I mean, that are real fun.
That's what it's called, after hours.
Many topics. And
I feel like bodying Fugatti with this whack ass message.
Why?
Because it's trash.
It's basura?
No,
yeah,
he's trolling.
Look, he says, if I ask the girl out and she says she's interested and I never call back to give her the details, then I fucked up. No, dummy.
That's a good point. No, that's a good point.
No, listen. No, that isn't. That's changing goalposts. You can do sound bites all you want.
I do.
Listen, Shelly Finkel and Deontay Wilder have been publicly verbal about saying yes, not interested.
Okay, Ness, we've had 3 hours of this, Ness. Let's go to Robbie.
No, I mean, Fugatti is one of our friends, so he said he couldn't call in. He was on the line. We didn't get to him. He said, here's my call.
Well, Fugatti,
you didn't even want to mention his call. Your own friend, you text with him every fucking day.
He didn't call in.
He didn't. Fucking animal, man.
Hold on, Fugatti,
savage.
You a troll face, Fugatti. I don't believe anything you say. Now, Robbie.
On the line. We didn't get to his call because you didn't never go to him.
No, he kept dropping off. He
started doing his entire set.
He's been his entire set.
Listen, but that's what people got to understand. Like, if we had those Patreon goals met at 100%, we'd had a real producer that wouldn't allow that. Like, we have to multitask. Like, we're making it happen here. So, goodbye.
No, wait, whoa, not goodbye. Whoa, Rob and me still have final thoughts and social medias to give out. Rob, go.
Rob gave his.
No, he did not. He did not.
Final thoughts. They should have had a meeting. They were all in town. Let's just get this big fight made. We all want it. Follow me, Rob_Wetherall.
It did it again.
No, fucking bullshit.
He's hitting you with that shit, Rob.
If I could click the fucking live button and make this stop, I would. But let me go to bed. 12:30. I might even be around for the Jacobs fight. Who knows?
Go count Rob.
I am Matt the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, and Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. Hipster's Gaming channel on YouTube and Twitch. And of course, patreon.com/Thaboxingvoice to help support your favorite channel. Get hours and hours and hours of extra content, untitled, overtime, standing 8 count, which will come back next week, Rob. Don't worry. I know you've been worried about standing 8 count coming back. It's coming back next week out.
We might even get the US Prospect show.
Yeah, we may get that show. Final thoughts. This is the biggest fight in history. This was a chessboard move by Team Wilder that obviously blew back in their face. And that's just what happens when you're the B side. You have less leeway with the public. The A side always does. It always has more leeway with the public and what they can do, the bullshit they can say in the media. That's always been the case. But that's been my final thoughts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button. Remember, youtube.com/Nestor Gibbs for all live shows and facebook.com/Thaboxingvoice. Be back for the live fight chat, Ness. Do not duck this work. Peace.
You better not duck me.
Walter wants some of this work.